I'm not sure if this is working or not. Can you guys hear me? I didn't just see who's online here, and didn't sit at all. So joining us, but let's see who's up. Oh, hey Darren. Hey, what's up? What's up? Yeah. Honestly, really, TV is boring me. I've read too many books, and I just live and see what's everybody doing. Hey, Steven. Hey, Johan. Vikas. I did well, all of you coming in so quickly now. Mr. Dragonfly, Karkit, and Muhammad Saifuddin. Welcome to this impromptu live. Sorry, I didn't announce it on in my community section, and just decided to go live because I had nothing better to do. Honestly, really, you can't go out after 8 anyway. Although you can, but I decided not to get online and see who anybody else is here or not. Hi, hello, Amirul. Hey, what's up, man? My biker bro, and Kian, welcome. Another Amirul as well. Great, Dilip. Hey, hi guys. How's it going? So, Asrul, I almost lost my motivation to study. Take a break from studying and come and join me online here. Hi, Stephen. Watch Euro. I'm not a football fan. I'm not a soccer fan, really, honestly. I catch the highlights sometimes on YouTube, but not really. I think the last match I ever watched was the World Cup final, and I think that was it. Not really a big soccer fan. What types of Proton models do I own? Adli, I've got the Saga and the Wajah because I already sold off the Savvy and the Satria. So I've still got my Wajah, my trusty Wajah, and I still got my Saga. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't see. Bye. Hello, bye, Haki Bukhari. How are you guys doing? So yeah, I mean, what have you guys been doing for the last couple of weeks? We're not supposed to call it MCO anymore. We're supposed to call it like phase 1. So yeah, we're still in phase 1. We can't even go to phase 2 yet. Today's numbers was 6,000 over and almost 3,000 in Selangor. I'm from Selangor. I'm in Selangor right now. So yeah, it's a little bit scary. And then I checked the My Sejahtera hotspot. There are like 154 cases within a 1 kilometer radius of where I'm sitting right now, which is just mad. Hi, Zaid Zainal. How are you? Bro? What happened to the Punto? The Punto, check my community. Oh, did I post it in my community section? No, it's the credit scene of the last video that I just uploaded. The Punto. I recently got it back from KST workshop, and there was a low-end misfire, which was pretty nasty. I mean, it's great when you're going fast, but you can't go fast all the time. So when I slow down for like a speed hump, and then I accelerate again, it was very bad misfire. So that's been sorted. And I also got the engine mounts changed on the Punto, and oh my god, the Punto engine mounts, only 2 pieces, were like 500 ringgit each. Yeah, so be careful about Italian cars. Yeah, they're temperamental and their parts are not cheap. And I recently got the alloy wheels done on the Punto. I refurbished them because I saw what the bronze-looking alloy wheels looked like on my SM4. It looked really, really nice, and I figured since my Punto is like a 1/1 scale Hot Wheels model, I decided to redo the wheels as well. So it's in the credit scene of my last video. So go and see what happened to the Punto over there. Okay, what types of Toyota models do you own? Toyota models, what do I have? The Corona, that's it. Yeah, I've got the Corona. I mean, the car. Well, it's very dangerous to say I've got Corona, yeah? But yeah, I do have a Toyota Corona. And that's the only Toyota I've got right now. Very, very happy with it. It's totally sorted. And my friend Buck is using it, actually. Right, okay. Amirul is asking, really want to know your thoughts on why Japanese model cars like Civic, EK Supra, Skyline going for huge price hike. Should we all go European? Yes and no. What car you decide to buy is entirely up to you. But the reason why some of these cars are increasing in value is because now there's a cap of any old school cars being brought in have to be like 35 years and above or something like that. It used to be 25. So yeah, like R34s are flying through the roof. R33s are cost of flying through the roof. So if whoever bought one earlier is very, very lucky. Yeah, so prices are definitely going up. But it's hard to say why some cars prices go up and some just stay stagnant. like KE70s, Corolla KE70s, they seem to be going up. They used to be a lot cheaper, but now they're like 7,000, 8,000 for nice ones, 3 or 4. So yeah, it's weird. Very hard to detect what cars are going to go up, what cars are going to be stagnant, and what are going to go down. It's just, luck of the draw. So Adil's was asking, I'm so boring because we are still in MCO. Yes, I miss my cousins in Bangi. Oh, there was EMCO in some areas of Bangi recently, Bandar Baru Bangi. So yeah, sorry about that. EMCOs are not so great. Okay, moving along. Yes, I should always say Toyota before I say that I've got Corona. Yes, Darren and Zaid. Yeah. Budget 50K plus. How many seater? 5-seater. What car would you recommend? Again, it's very hard for me to recommend, Stephen, because I don't know what your needs are. If it's just for fun, or you're going to have to actually use it daily, or just on Sundays to blast around when we're allowed to drive again, or whether you're going to use it just for or as a daily runner. It's very, very difficult. So better if you come up with like 3 choices, and maybe I'll help you decide. But not now, because I'm reading. Okay. All right. Let's see. Moving along. Oh, yes. I hope next year, 2022, is also better for us, for all of us. Yeah. Let's hope, because I miss traveling. I'll be very honest with you guys. I miss traveling. I miss getting into my car and just driving for no reason whatsoever, just to drive out of town and just get out of town. I miss doing that really a lot. And I hope we get to interstate travel soon, because I want to head to Cherating with the Punto. I mean, it's all the cars are all done up already. I've been doing that over the phase 1 MCO, and I've got nowhere to drive, so it's really difficult. Yep. Okay, let's see. I like the Corona, Chris, 2021. Yes, Shafuddin. At this rate, I'm going to restore my Pradana V6. Why not? Yes. Mana tahu value naik nanti. Yeah, you never know. Really, it's very difficult to tell. It might go up, it might stay stagnant, because you can get Pradana V6s now for less than 10K, really. And it's crazy, because that's a lot of car. It's a lot of car for that kind of money. So very worth getting. Right. Another message held for review. Okay, what was it? Yeah, I think we miss everybody also. Everybody misses everybody. I miss going for car events, car launches, media test drives. I've forgotten what a media test drive is like, really. It's really bad. Let's go to Thailand, Johan. Evo Enduro has to happen in 2022. It didn't happen last year. It's not going to happen this year. Let's hope it can happen in around Merdeka 2022. Yeah, Evo Enduro. If you've never driven in Thailand, Evo Enduro will be not because I'll be there, but Evo Enduro will be a great time for you to actually experience what it's like to drive in Thailand. I love Thailand roads. For one thing, they're all toll free unless you go into Bangkok and use the overhead overpasses. But we don't go into Bangkok because traffic there can be pretty bad. So we stay on the outskirts. We circumnavigate Bangkok and we head to Phuket or Krabi or Pattaya or wherever. So yeah, Evo Enduro 2022. Let's hope it can happen. Fingers crossed. Yeah. And that'll be a good time for you to actually experience what it's like to drive in Thailand. I miss driving in Thailand. It's not just the roads are so nice and toll free. The stops, the traffic stops, the petrol stations where are actually huge rest stops, because a lot of people have to refuel, but they also have to refuel their bodies. And the rest stops are fantastic. Just amazing rest stops. And getting an Amazon coffee while you're there, or teh ice, it's just the whole experience. Well, okay, Dinesh is asking what happened to my Corolla. My Corolla was bought by Justin, a friend of mine, one of my viewers actually, who's now become a good buddy of mine. He bought my Corolla, my rock and roller, Dinesh. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Again, if I miss your comment, I'm sorry. Just type it again. Yeah. Finally gotten my 508 GT. Well done, Benson. Well done, 508 GT. Yes. Diesel, right? Yeah, if I remember, Nassim put the top of the line 508 as a diesel. The top of the line was the diesel, so that was brilliant. Okay, let's see. Ashraf is asking, bro, let go some of your cars to us. then fund another car project, restore more cars, bro. Yeah, why not? Definitely. Well, you know what? Apart from a few, most of my weevils are up for grabs. It's just that what I heard that now JPJ and Puspakam are going to open again tomorrow, which is great. 1st of July, they're going to be opened. And so, yeah, let's, you can always email me. And if you're interested in any of the weevils, you can always talk. Save for a few that I'll never sell. Most of them, if I can find good homes for them, they're up for grabs. So there we go. So anyway, let's see. Would be a good affordable car to get if I wish to learn driving manual again? Yeah, that's a great question. Say around 20 to 30K. Oh, yeah, 20 to 30K is so many you can get out there. Why don't you ask me what you can get for less than 10K? You can get my Sentra for less than 10K. It's manual. It's fully done up. And you will enjoy driving that car very, very much. Or even the, the Toyota Corolla. It's manual. So lots of cars you can get out there. You don't have to spend 20 and 30K, really, because why do you want to spend so much for something that you just want to enjoy and, not have to worry about if my reasoning is if you spend 30K on a car, then you can't really drive anywhere. That's such a shame. It's like, you want to drive, but you spend so much money and you can't drive. So spend little and then use the rest of your budget to do up the car. Because I've done up the car to my spec. This is something very important. I've done up the car to my spec. I like the way the car is now. However, if somebody buys the car, they might not like it the way it is right now, and they might want to do it up. So don't blow your whole budget on just one car. Always keep some aside, yeah, because you're never going to know when you get that car, you're going to want to spend a little bit of money on it to do other things. Maybe you don't like the seats, you want to change the seats. That all costs money. So never spend your entire budget on just one car, and then you've got nothing left. If something goes wrong, you can't even fix it. So that's a really bad situation to get into. Always keep some at the side so that you, just in case things pop up. And invariably, they will pop up. I just spent 898 ringgit on the Honda Accord because I found a couple of leaks. And just to change the gaskets, a few of the gaskets, they had to drop the gearbox. A lot of labor involved. So yeah, it wasn't cheap to get that Honda Accord leakless. There we go. Right, moving along, let's see. Okay. Amiro is asking, can you get a working and drivable Padana project for 3K if you search on Marketplace? Sorry, you're saying you can. Yes, you can. Now, don't forget, yeah, the exact same car, same year, same model, same spec might be 3K, it might be 7K, or maybe even 8K. But there's going to be a difference. There's going to be a huge difference in the condition of the car. So let's say you buy for 3K, and it's a buy and drive. Yeah, the engine can start. You can drive home. How much are you going to spend from here to get it to your spec level, to where you think it's going to be, really, really dependable, drivable, fun? You might end up spending a lot more than the other the other unit that's for sale, which is a 8K, which is better done up than what you spend for 3K. So like I've always said, don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Yeah, don't try and skimp on cents only to end up spending a heck of a lot later. Try and get the one in the best condition that you can. And if you have to pay more, of course you have to pay more. If you have to pay more for that, then it might be worth it, because you never know. You might spend more than the one that you could have bought, which was in really great condition, than saving and buying one for 3K, and then I end up spending another 7K, and then the car is already 10K. You could have bought one for 8K, which you didn't have to do all this. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. Right. Okay. Let me see. Adli's asking, what type of Iswara do you own? I don't own an Iswara. I have a Saga. Yeah, and sedan or aerobik's a sedan, of course. So far, when you own it, are you more satisfied with that car? Yes, I am, because like I said, again, I bought it pretty decently cheap, but then I've spent quite a lot on it already. And so now it's up to my spec, and I'm enjoying it very, very much. And it's a PPG car, put petrol and go. It's so reliable. Those old Protons, yeah, they are so reliable to a T, reliable to a fault, because very basic technology, no computerization. I think the only electronic benefit I have are the power windows, which are only in the front power windows, and less things to go wrong. One thing, if you're going to play with old school cars, especially Continentals. Try and get one that doesn't have a lot of electronics, a lot of computerization, because those things will invariably go wrong after the number of years that have gone through it. And then it's a lot of money, very expensive to actually to fix. So try and get one that has the least electronics as possible, the least amount of driver aids, and zero computerization. If you're looking for something that's, you know, just a fun runabout, like my Daihatsu Charade, which doesn't even have power windows and minimal electronics, they will last a lot longer. So what's a good spare car to have? I would say like something like a Nissan Sunny, which you can pick up for like $4,000 for a really, really good one. And those cars, Nissan Sunnies, will typically outlive their owners. So if you see a young guy driving a Nissan Sunny, you can pretty much guarantee it was a hand-me-down from his granddad. Not even just his dad, and probably his granddad, because Nissan Sunnies very often outlive their owners and they just refuse to die, no matter what. They just keep going. You can pour Mazola cooking oil into the engine, the car will still keep going. You can pour kerosene into the petrol tank, the car will not die. Don't take my word for it. Don't do that, okay? I'm just saying, trying to emphasize a point. Okay. Oh, there's more comments here. I just noticed the blue arrow. Sometimes the comment section gets stuck on one place, and then there's a blue arrow that tells me there's more comments below. So I might miss some of your comments. All right. Sorry about that. Henry, hi, Henry. Excited for your updates on your projects. Thanks for the advice on the last stream. Stay safe, bro. Thank you, bro. Same to you. I just decided to come online just for the hell of it and see what's going on. Arvin, hi, Arvin. Love how you're bringing glory back to some of these old faithfuls. Thank you. Appreciate that. Wondering if you have a go-to guy for classic car rust repair. Actually, no, I don't. I know one guy who actually does welding, but unfortunately, his shop has, because of phase one, was not deemed to be an essential service, so he's closed. I don't know when he's going to open again. My go-to paint shop guy, Ake, he can actually arrange welding. So, and even crash repair now with his new shop. He's got the not a panel, but he's got some friends who can actually help out. The Pajero is still there. I miss my Pajero. I really do. I miss the Pajero. I'm so glad I managed to get a few videos in of the Pajero before the lockdown happened, before FMCO happened, phase one. And very, very happy that I managed to get the car over to Ake's place. I actually installed a new battery in the Pajero because I had a feeling that there was going to be another lockdown. And sure enough, there was. Like 2 days after I sent it into Ake's place, lockdown. So the car is parked nicely inside and work has stopped because he has not opened up yet. So yeah, but I miss the Pajero. I'm hoping the Pajero comes back soon, but I don't expect it to come back anytime soon. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing in my little profile picture. If you see my little profile picture somewhere, I don't know where it is on your screen, but yeah, it's the same shirt. They gave it to us during the Lotus Evora test drive. And 3 times during that day, I called it an Exora. And I think Proton almost threw me out of the test drive. Evora. Dharmesh is asking, how do you like the R129 SL500 V8? Who doesn't? I love that car. But first thing you've got to do before you do anything else is make sure that you can get classic road tax for that car. If not, you're going to pay a lot of money for road tax. And sooner or later, you're going to feel like it's not worth keeping, because just to keep that car on the road, it's going to cost you like 1,000 ringgit a month for road tax, which is mad for an old car. Like I've always said, our road tax system is very archaic. It needs to be overhauled. Pun intended. Okay, let's see. Sorry, I'm going through this. Yes, Zainal. Amazon Ice Lattes for the win. Baldwin, what's up, Baldwin? We need more features on the Alfetta. Yes. So now the Alfetta and the Punto are friends, parked at Kenzone, because it's covered. As you know, both cars are wrapped. It's not a paint job, it's a sticker wrap. So I don't have enough covered parking. So I have, Kenzone has graciously allowed me to park my cars, those 2 cars at Kenzone. At least they're covered, they're indoors, they're safe. And occasionally I will go there, start them up, go around the block, and then come back. But until we can drive a lot further, I need to shake down drive both those cars, especially the Punto. I haven't driven it extensively or even inextensively since getting the low end misfire and the sorted and the engine mounts done. There's just the retractable rack top still works, but I want to be able to drive a lot further than, make it worthwhile to actually put the rag top down. Do I like the Miata? Yes. Sadly, Miata prices are going up. I actually like the NA with the pop and down headlights. Yeah, I love that one, but a bit too expensive out of my Weevil budget, which is actually very low. My Weevil budget is usually very low, below 10K, well below 10K. I think I splurged a little bit on the Pajero because I really wanted something different. So I figured it was justified to splurge a little bit. I went above 10K for the Pajero, and I've got lots of plans for that car. A lot of plans for that 4x4. Happy I got it. No regrets, really, no regrets. Satria GTI, no name is Satria GTI. Yeah, well, Satria GTI prices are going up as well, and I don't know. I need a lot of convincing to get another Satria GTI. For one thing, it's cost. Okay, they're very expensive, and for another thing is they're getting single component from a Satria GTI can actually fit into a regular Satria 1.3. Everything, even the engine. If you're daring enough to take a stolen engine and put it in your car, you can. So they get stolen a lot. Yeah. So a bit scared about that. Even my good friend William sold his because he was parking it outside and too scary to get it stolen. Don't forget those old cars. They are only you can only get third-party fire and theft kind of insurance for it, and the insured value is very low. So you're not going to get back your money. Maybe about 10% of it. So, but having a car being stolen from you is a horrible, horrible feeling. Don't recommend it to anyone. Okay, let's see. Moving along. Hey, Nawi and Mitesh. Hi, guys. Doing okay, guys. Thank you. Doing as okay as possible. Oh, some good news. I'm getting jabbed on Saturday. Yay! Finally, it'll be 1 day shy of exactly 4 months that I waited to get my jab. And I'm looking forward to it. I can't believe I'm actually saying I'm looking forward to getting an injection because I hate needles. Then again, does anybody really like needles? I mean, apart from people who like to get tattoos, I don't think anybody really likes needles. But first time in my life, I'm actually looking forward to getting a needle stuck in my arm. And yeah, looking forward to that. So weird, right? Vishal is asking, what will be your next drop the top? That's a good question. I have no idea. I'm very happy I already have a drop the top, and I don't know. I haven't really considered what I should get next as another drop the top. I would love a Fiat Barchetta, and there is actually an orange colored one for sale, but it's over 100,000 ringgit for a Fiat Barchetta, which is crazy. That being said, an Alfa GTV Spider, the Duetto, also known as the boat tail, if you can get one of those, but those are well above 100,000 ringgit. I'm very happy with the Punto, actually. It's a nice little hot hatch cabriolet sort of thing. So yeah, I think I'll hold on to that for a while. Andrew is asking, hey Chris, I really want to know this. How much did I spend on the Savvy? Okay, ballpark figure, excluding the price of buying the car, ballpark, I think I spent about 6 on the Savvy, thereabouts, about 6,000 ringgit to get it up to the level that I was happy. Also, that could make the journey to Penang, because I actually drove that car to Penang from KL, from PJ, to deliver it to its new owner, to the buyer, and it was faultless. So well worth doing up. I mean, if you're gonna do it right. Don't do it half-heartedly. Case in point, the SM4. I mean, I'm just slowly keeping doing it up. Okay, the rims on the SM4 were a total itchy backside moment. I saw them, I envisioned how they would look on the car, and it was the last set, and I got a really good price because I traded in the rims that were on the SM4. And so I paid about, because I used back the same tires at 15-inch, so I used back the same tires, same new tires that I had that were on the car with the original rims, and I think I paid about 570 ringgit for those new Rays RE30s. So, and they looked very nice on the car. I mean, I like it. So yeah, that was not necessary. Absolutely not necessary. So remember, don't spend your whole budget on your car. Keep some aside, because you're gonna be tempted with totally not necessary stuff as well, which makes you happy. And that's what it's supposed to do. These cars are supposed to make you happy. And no point just buying something and then suddenly the worst thing happens. You realize it's not very good and you're not happy with it. You spent all this money, all your money on buying the car, and you can't spend any more to make it better so that you can be happy. So, you know, never spend your whole budget on the car. Keep some aside. Generally try and keep about 30% aside of your whole budget to take care of the incidentals. Yep. Have I ever owned a modified car? Yes, Evan, I have owned a modified car. I owned one of the craziest modified cars. One of my many Volvos was a 240 sedan, but but it had a Supra engine in it. Yeah, this was long before I actually was doing videos, and just for fun. It was road legal. It was road legal. It was insured. It had road tax. The engine was JPJ approved. It wasn't a 1JZ. It was a 1G GTE turbocharged engine. A very good engine actually, which came in either the first or second generation Supra, maybe both. I'm not sure, but yeah, it was a Supra engine. It came from a Supra, and it was road legal. The car was road legal, and rear wheel drive. So it was a real sleeper because I got it with the original Volvo rims. It didn't look like it'd been modified at all, but under the bonnet was a freaking Supra engine. So yes, I have owned a modified car before. Thanks for the question. Zaid's asking, will you come up with a similar movement for off-roading, similar to drop the top? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Many congratulations to Bang and her new drop the top series. Excellent stuff. Go check it out. Check out her drop the top merchandise for sale. I just bought a shirt. Very nice looking shirt. She has caps and seatbelt harnesses and stuff like, not harness, padding and stuff like that. So go check that out. No, you know what? I don't think I will, because there are many other people out there who are very much more in tune with the 4x4 scene. I'm just getting back into it after about 2 decades. I was very into 4x4 in the mid-90s. I had a Ford Courier, as some of you know. I had a Suzuki Jimny, as some of you know. I should never have sold that Jimny, because I sold it for like 8K or something like that, and now they've gone up to like 30. See, that's another situation where you never know why or how or when a vehicle is going to suddenly appreciate in value. I mean, 30,000 for a Jimny. I would never have envisioned that, but yeah, hindsight is always 2020. So yeah, I shouldn't have sold my Jimny. I should have kept it. Now it would be worth about 30. Crazy, because my Jimny was good. It was a SJ413 short wheelbase. So like I was saying, there are many more people out there who are more in tune and more well-versed and more professional and better and more knowledgeable when it comes to the 4x4 scene. I'm just getting back into it. So I don't think it would be appropriate for me to start a movement to you know, propagate 4x4, because I've been out of it for such a long time. And future plan, maybe I'll organize a 4x4 event where people can actually come and you know, just for some light off-roading, just for fun, just to meet up and say hi and stuff like that. But an actual movement, I don't think I'm prepared. Yeah, know your limits. Always know your limits. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Let's see. Have you tested the Merc 190e version? Yes. The 190e was already quite long in tooth when I was already in this, and so no, I haven't even tested a used one yet. I see them very often, and they still look really nice. They still call it the Baby Benz. It's like a slightly smaller version of my W124. If you can get a manual variant, that might be worth getting. But don't forget, yeah, these cars are going on like what, 20, 30 years old already. And while they were built to last and over-engineered in many aspects, things are gonna break sooner or later. It's just laws of physics. Okay, you can't have something just going on and on and on and without something going wrong. And getting parts for it and fixing it, it's actually not that easy, I'll be honest with you. So if you want to play old school but you've never done it before, maybe look at Japanese, you know, and look at the Japanese options out there. Continentals, it takes a little bit more. And time, effort, money. Yeah. So let's see, moving on. Sorry, sometimes my mouse doesn't work, and I have to do this like very slowly. Okay, let's see. MHJ, EJ. Yay, EJ, what's up? 1988 Saab 900. Ooh, good as a first car? No, not as a first car. As a project car, yes. As a first car, you need something a little bit more reliable. If it's a first car, you've never had a car before, get something Japanese. Get something Japanese manual with very little electronics and driver aids and computers and stuff like that. It'll teach you to appreciate a car a lot better. It'll teach you to appreciate a more modern car a lot better. next time. You get a car that's fully loaded as your first car, you're not going to learn much. In fact, I've always said this, modern day cars are driving you. You're not really driving them. They are driving you. There's so many driver aids. There's so much assistance that you're not really driving. You're in the driver's seat, but you're like a passenger because the car has taken over so much of the actual driving for you. So get something raw, get something basic. It'll teach you to be a better driver. It really will. It really will. I fervently believe that. Irfan, hello, apa khabar? Khabar baik, bro. Bosan sikit. Really, really bosan sikit. So I decided to just get online and see how everybody else is doing. And I really hope you're all doing fine, yeah? We need to get over this, really. We really do. I really miss driving with you guys. I really miss going for drives. I really just miss getting into my car and driving for no reason, as far as possible until I need to refuel or until my tires explode. I miss all that. I miss driving into Thailand. All these things we took for granted before the pandemic. So many things we took for granted. And I realize now that the things that I enjoyed the most are exactly the things that I can't do right now, which, yeah, it's pretty bad. So keeping sanity is actually one good way of trying to overcome this pandemic. Raja Idris, hello, bro. Yeah, hey, Chris, do you think the Savvy is a good first car? Yes, actually, to be honest, but just make sure it's the manual variant, the 5-speed manual variant, not the AMT. 99% of the Savvies that you see abandoned out there by the side of the road are the AMT variant, because the cost to fix the automatic manual transmission of the AMT, yeah, this is a gear knob, the cost to actually fix the AMT if it goes wrong, and it does go wrong, it's a known problem, costs more than the value of the car. So a lot of people scrap their Savvies because what's the point? It's 3,000 ringgit upwards to fix that gearbox, and the car's value is only around there as well. So a lot of them get scrapped. So get the manual variant, and it's a lovely car. It really is. Torsional rigidity on that car is crazy. It's so much fun to drive, and you can chuck it around so much. You won't believe how much you can chuck that car because it's so stiff. It really is. And parts are still relatively easy to get. And I don't know about other workshops, but there are specialists out there on the Savvy, all over the place, actually. In fact, the buyer of mine actually found one in Juru, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Savvy specialists everywhere. Lots of scrap Savvies to get parts from, and even new parts. Remember, I got the engine mounts, brand new engine mounts for the Savvy, and it said Renault Kangoo on the packaging. So yeah, you can still get Savvies, Savvy parts for very quite easily, actually. In fact, I think I'm having more trouble getting Sentra parts than I did have getting Savvy parts. Okay. Ang is saying, yeah, the jab is like a bee sting, a pinch only. Okay, thanks. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm not paranoid about getting a jab. I've gotten jabs before. I've gotten jabs like you won't believe. I'll tell you a story. I had a bike accident many years ago, and they had to film I hit my back on the curb. And the next thing I know, around midnight, I came home. I was okay. I mean, I was bruised up and I was hurt a little bit. I was still walking, pushed the bike home. It was not very far away. It was just when before the LDP, I actually had a bad accident near St. Ignatius Church. But I managed to actually get back on the bike. The bike actually started, but I'd fallen off and hit my back on the curb. I'm just also reminded me now that if I had had this accident now, I would be dead, because I hit the road pretty hard. And I come home, take a shower. Everything seemed okay. I was a bit battered up and bruised, but I was wearing gloves and jacket and stuff like that. But I hit my back on the curb, and I remember before my shower, I went to take a piss, and I was pissing blood. So I was like, okay, maybe I should go and see a doctor about this. So in order for them to X-ray my kidneys are not bone, they won't show up on X-ray. So in order for them to X-ray my kidneys to see what was damaged, they had to fill my kidneys with a kind of a dye. And if you've never had this happen to you, pray to whichever God that you pray to never to have this happen to you, because the nurse walked in, and I'm not kidding you, she was holding a syringe like how you would hold a shotgun. The freaking syringe alone, not needle, just the syringe alone was about that big, that long, and about that thick, full of this clear dye, which only turned a different color after you inject it, or maybe it was clear, but it reflects on X-ray. But the syringe was about that long, okay, that thick. The needle was this long, and it went right into my left arm vein. Okay, so following that day, by seeing that the injection from hell, I've never been paranoid of needles again after that. It was the same way I got over my fear of heights. I had terrible fear of heights. I don't know why. And God must have a sense of humor, because he made me 6'2", 190 cm, and I'm afraid of heights. I was afraid of heights. So I was in Australia in 1990, and I saw, okay, what's Australia famous for? Besides kangaroos, they invented bungee jumping. So I saw this bungee jump in Sydney, at the harbour, Sydney Harbour. It was not off a bridge. They actually lift you up on a crane, but pretty damn high. And I had this horrible fear of heights before this. And I said to myself, I challenged myself. I said, if I can do this and survive and not die, I think I will cure my fear of heights. So I actually paid quite a lot of money, got hoisted up this very, very tall basket. And it was like halfway up, I'm like, is this it? And no, it's like, it kept going. And I'm like, okay, I think this is high enough. And it kept going. And I think I was at more than 100 meters above the ground when it finally stopped. And I'm looking down and I'm thinking, why the hell am I doing this? I'm about to jump out of a perfectly good basket. Yes, I read that off from a parachutist who said, you're about to jump off a perfectly good plane. And I'm about to jump off this perfectly good basket into certain death if it was not for this bungee cord, which is about that big, that's wrapped around my ankles. And I'm like, why am I doing this? And I'm not kidding you. I could hear chattering, and it was actually my knees knocking against each other. That's how scared I was, because I was very, very high up and I was about to jump. And I'm like, there's no turning back. They're not gonna let you down. I didn't ask, but I knew they were not gonna let me down. And the guy says, are you ready? And I said, no, I'm not ready to die. And he laughed. And then he said, okay, I'm going to give you a countdown. You jump, okay? After I count you down. I said, okay, begin the countdown. And he goes, 3. I said, no, count down from 100. And he laughed again. And no, he goes, okay, I'll give you from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I jumped. And I don't remember much after that, except this incredible scream, which I then realized was me. And the bungee didn't snap. I'm sitting here today because the bungee didn't snap, but I did hit the water. I don't know why I hit the water, but I hit the water up to my waist. And the next thing I know, I can't see because there's water in my eyes. And I'm like, okay, I'm floating, and I like clear my water, like clear the water from my eyes. And I open my eyes thinking that I'm maybe about 20, 30 feet off the ground. I had repelled almost right back up to the that's the second scream that came out. It was just a most gut-wrenching scream, like a schoolgirl. And then I went back down again and up again and back down again. But I don't fear heights anymore. So it worked. It really worked. I don't fear heights anymore. So the same way about the long story about the needle filling my kidneys with dye, and they couldn't do anything. Yes, my kidneys were hurt, but apparently it's the same as breaking a rib. They can't really do much. They just let it set by itself. And yeah, a couple of days of pissing blood. I think I was in the hospital for 2 days, and I was okay. I was okay again after that. But yeah, so my phobia of needles and my phobia of heights have been cured. And I can't think of any other phobias that I have right now. But okay, let's see. Moving on. Sorry about that long story. But okay. Adil is asking, imagine buying an old Rolls Royce for 30,000 with a 6.7 liter V8 and paying like 90. Yeah, it's crazy. 19K for road tax. It's just mad. It's just mad. So if you're going to buy a classic car, make sure it's eligible for, with a big engine, make sure it's eligible for classic car status, because you save 80%. Yeah, you heard that right. You only pay 20% of the road tax that you would normally pay if you don't have classic road tax. So there we go. Theodore, yes, happy to see you here. I'm happy to see you too, Theophilus. Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, I'm going to move down a bit, and I'm sorry if I've missed your comment here. Okay, I'm going to try and get through every single one here. Yeah. Amir, hi, bro. Hi, Chris. What do you think of a second-hand Kia Cerato 2015 for 46K on the road 1.6? That's a good question. I've never owned a Korean car, so I really don't know. Maybe somebody here who has one or has had one can actually advise you. But is it the Cerato with the rear lights that are like an LED that goes around like a mask? Yeah, those rear lights are so distinctive and very, very cool actually. But I've never owned a Kia, so I can't really say yes or no. It's entirely up to you. 46,000 ringgit is a lot of money, and you also have to think about, like I said earlier, what are you going to have to spend on it afterward to do it up. So never don't put all your eggs in one basket. Scope around a little bit. You might find something else a lot better out there for 46K. Yeah. Let's see. Moving along. Sorry, just I've missed a lot of comments here, and I don't want to miss, because somebody got a bit annoyed with me the last time that I missed his comment, and I'm sorry about that. Jason, hey man, what car would you suggest as a first car? For about 5,000, I'm thinking of a Wira. Thanks, man. A Wira is a good choice, but do remember that Proton have stopped producing parts for a Wira, and Wira is number one on the car theft list now because people are stealing the car for parts. So be careful about that. Yeah, be careful. I love the Wira. I drove a Wira 1.5 shitbox, 1.5 shitbox. I think that was the actual name for it, 1.5 shitbox auto, to Phuket and back, and it was fine, no problems whatsoever. And I love the drive. I drove from my house to Phuket in a Wira 1.5 shitbox auto, and it didn't put a wheel wrong, really. So yeah, they're good cars. They really are. They're more Mitsubishis than they are Protons, but they're very good. Yeah, very good. Thiran 217, hey bro, what's up? Brian is asking, hey, any plans to get a performance car below 60K and show everyone you can have fun without breaking the bank? Wait, I am having fun without breaking the bank. See, that's the thing. Fun is what you make of it. I have a lot of fun driving that bloody stupid little Daihatsu Charade 993cc engine. I have a lot of fun driving that car because it is so light and it is so nimble and it's so quick. It's a really, really fun car to drive, despite it being the fact that it's my mom's car. And Johan has been telling me to, put a freaking don't know what engine inside there. It doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. It's like a little go-kart. Same as how Thomas is having so much fun with his Mini. What was it? 1175? It's a 1275 engine. Actually, that's a big engine. Come to think of it, 1275 engine in a small car like that is pretty big. So even the Charade with a 993cc engine, it's a lot of fun. Bobby's Fiat 127, 997cc engine, heaps of fun. You know what? Don't tell Bobby this, but his 127 is actually more fun to drive than any of his other cars. And I know what cars he has, really, because they just are. They just are. Okay, Darren, hi Chris, because of your video, I have restored a Proton Savvy. Well done. And I have made an Instagram account for it. Okay, guys, go check out Darren's Instagram account. It's called the @theBlueSavvy. Nice. That's a nice Instagram account name. Now I'm on my I'm in the midst of restoring a Honda Civic 1976 non-CBCC. Wow, talk about coincidence. I just saw a Civic CBCC and I was very, very tempted to pick it up. Somebody please go and buy it before I do. It's a red one. I think it's on Muda. It's either Muda or Facebook Marketplace. These are the two online car classifieds that I go to. A red one, but excuse me, the only problem is it's very far away. I think it's somewhere in Kedah or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, go check it out because those are a lot of fun to drive. And yes, you can still get parts for it. A little bit more hunting, but you can still get, yeah? Andrew Yeager, all right, Chris, give some love for the French cars in your next project. Speaking of French cars, I almost bought one. If you guys go check out Mike Yap's channel, that Citroen ZX Volcan, I actually went to see for myself. But then I remembered after the test drive that Mike was looking for a first car for his son. And having owned a Citroen ZX 2.0 Volcan in the past, yes, I had that. And the only reason I sold it was because I bought a Satria GTI brand new in 98, 99, anyway. So I decided to tell Mike about it. And I said, Mike, if you need to buy this car because it's the best one that I've seen in a very long time. In fact, it was the best one I've seen since I owned one many, 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 many years ago. I can't even remember the number plate now. I think it was WCQ901. So if you see a white, maybe it's not white anymore, but if you see a white Citroen ZX out there with the number plate 901, that was my car. And I only sold it because I bought the Satria GTI. So yeah, I almost got a Frenchie recently, but decided to pass it off to Mike, and I'm so happy he bought it because Isaac's very happy with it. I'm not sure if Isaac's watching, but yeah, he's very, very happy with the car, and rightly so, because they're damn good cars, really. Car Kit Sito is asking, is my 124 my Mercedes 124 for sale? You know, the funny thing is, a lot of people have been asking me that. And for what I paid for it, I don't think there's anything else out there that I can get which gives me the kind of driving feel, performance. So you know what? I'm going to hold on to the 124 for a while, because it's for that kind of money, there's really nothing you can get out there for that kind of driving feel. Those cars were over-engineered when they were new, and it shows, because it's lasted so many years, and it still starts up with just one crank. Yeah, small things happen, a fuse blows here once in a while, but it's not major stuff. It's like it's a first generation. That's why it's special to me. It's a first generation 124. It was called the pig nose because the grill looked like it was, and it looks like it was just plastered on at the last minute because Mercedes went, oh, we don't know where to put Zaid, the star. So they had to put a grill and a star, and yeah. But I love that car, and I just put on my intra wheels on it, the 16-inch intra wheels, and it just looks so right, so right. And yeah, so I'm very, very happy with that car. Okay, so oh hey, Tiban Naidu, hello, how are you, bro? Yes, a Supra inside a Volvo 240. Yes, Muhammad Ashraf. Okay. Oh, I didn't put, sorry, Ashraf, I didn't put that engine. I bought the car like that. I didn't put the engine in it. I bought the car like that. And it passed Puspacom, and it was road legal. So I didn't do it myself. I personally have never swapped an engine before. All my cars are still running their original engine, or a new engine that is still that engine for that car. Okay, I'm not really into engine swaps, to be honest. Because I'm of the fervent belief that the car manufacturer has made that car from the ground up to handle that engine, that amount of power, of torque from that engine for that car. If you go and change the parameters of torque and horsepower into the same configuration, you're going to run into trouble. So it's a very slippery slope. Yeah, you put in a much more powerful engine into the same car, you're going to have to upgrade the brakes, the suspension, maybe put on bigger wheels, lower profile tires, because the manufacturer has made the car to handle that amount of power, not this amount of power. To handle this amount of power, the manufacturer has to change a lot of other parameters in the vehicle, and before they sell it. So they sell the car to handle this amount of power. Okay, now it's yours. You go and change the power to this much, and the rest of the car is still the same. You're asking for trouble. You're really asking for trouble. Okay, because the rest of the car is not made to handle this kind of power. It was made to handle this kind of power, right? So I hope you get what I mean. Yeah, sorry about the hand gestures, but I'm a very visual kind of person. Okay, anyway. Vishnu, I just answered this question earlier. Or have I scrolled up too far? What happened to my Corolla? I sold it to a viewer. I'm very happy when I managed to sell one of my cars to my viewers. When one of you buys my cars and you're gonna give it or her or him, I don't know. Cars to me are female. I don't know why. Okay, but okay, let's just say it lah. If you're gonna give it a better home, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. You know, I like it when my cars upgrade from me. So yeah, cost is beside the point. If one of my cars can upgrade from me to a better life, oh, I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy. That's why I said, you know, most of my cars out there, except for a few, are negotiable. We can talk, but as long as it's going to a good family or a better home, okay, I'm very happy. Anthony, hey, little brother, how are you? Sorry, I don't comment on your vids. I don't know what to comment. You are smart, Anthony. You are smart. Because if you don't know what to, there's a very famous saying, if you don't know what to say, no, what was that saying? If you've got nothing good to say, don't say anything. Yeah, and I think my dad taught me that. May you rest in peace. Yeah, so you know what? Don't have to comment. Really, as long as I know you're out there enjoying my videos, I'm very happy. Really, and so yeah, there you go. I mean, I love comments, but and I will always try and answer all the comments. But you don't need to feel like you have to comment. Okay, so don't worry about that. Anyway, it's nice to see you here, little brother. Hope you're doing well. Ruben, hey Ruben, hope you're doing well. Here's hoping the Malaysia Top Gear or something like it. You have the skills to present. Thank you so much. Yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, who knows? But in the meantime, hopefully this will have to do. Okay. Kingsley is asking, hey Chris, have you owned any Lexus? No, unfortunately, I've never owned with a Lexus, and I've been obsessed with the IS250. Damn poison. Yeah. You know what? You should log on to HP's channel. Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody, and it's right in house. HP's got a Lexus. Yeah, so you should talk to him. He's very happy with his. Really. Okay. Kakuri is asking, would you recommend putting a GPS tracker in your car? I don't know, man, because I think it might be a good idea if your car is very easily stolen. Sorry, not your car, but if your car is one of those cars that gets stolen a lot, like a Hilux or a Vera, then yeah, maybe, why not? But those GPS trackers, I don't know if they've upgraded from now, because I've always had this question that if you have a tracker in your car and they load your car into a container and close it up and it's all sealed inside this metal container, can a GPS still track where your car is when it's enclosed in a metal container and shipped to another country? But if it makes you feel safer having one, by all means, go for it. Don't forget, yeah, these things are only there to delay. To delay a theft. I've always had this unfortunate notion that if a thief wants your car, no matter what, he's going to get your car. He can easily just tow it away, put it into a container, like I just said earlier. He doesn't even need to get in and drive off. Do thieves actually bother to break in and hotwire and drive a car off anymore? I think they just tow it away if they want it. So many tow trucks out there. Who's to say which one is legit and which are a bunch of car thieves going around towing cars away on the pretext of repossessions and repairs? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you saw a car on a tow truck today. How do you know whether that car was actually broken down or those buggers were actually stealing it? It's hard to say, right? I mean, so deterrents. They're all just deterrents. Right. Okay. Malaysian dentist is asking, is it okay to convert an AMT to a manual? You're talking about Savvy, right? I think any car can be converted to a manual from an auto. It's just a matter of actually drilling one more hole in your firewall. Whether you want to do that, I wouldn't. As long as the bell housing is the same on the gearbox from the engine to the gearbox, you can theoretically swap in a manual transmission. But why not just take your time, a little bit more effort, and find the actual original manual for the car, instead of buying an auto and converting it to manual. Unless it's impossible to find. Like my buddy Ken has got a E36 325 manual, but it was converted. But it was a beautifully done conversion. So I almost bought that car, actually. In fact, I introduced him to the car. Damn it, I should have bought that car. Anyway, okay. Jason's asking, Wira or Gen 2? Wira, sorry. The Gen 2 has not fared very well. It has not survived very well, and I totally blame the components that they used. Nah, definitely. A Wira is a better put together car with better quality components. MHJ is asking, 2002 Corolla Altis 1.6 manual. Altis 1.6 manual, get it if you can find. I have not seen an Altis 1.6 manual. Most of the Altis I've seen are the 4-speed auto. If you can get an actual 1.6 manual Altis, you sure Altis? Yeah, get it. Nice. Altis is a good car. Actually, it's like a sorry. It's like a mini Camry, actually, the Altis. All right. Good evening, Mitesh. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you, bro. Hope you are too. Scrolling along. I'm a bit slow because I'm very chonghei. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Car Kit is asking, is the Ford Laser 1.6 for sale? I don't know. If you're interested, Drop me an email. We can talk. Definitely. Paul Ang, Toyota Corona versus SM4. Which one you prefer? Wow, that's a good question. I like both of them. I really do. Although they are from the similar era, yes, absolutely. Similarish size, yes, for sure. Almost similar years, 90s. To me, they're very different. They're very different cars. Although they sort of cater to the same target audience and are of the same segment. Back then it was D segment, believe it or not. Now it's a C segmenter. It's a small C segmenter. That's how cars have grown over the years. Both have their merits, I would say. I would say both have their merits. The Toyota Corona is a manual after all. I mean, it's a 5-speed manual in a D segment car, D that time, yeah. In that segment, you don't find manuals anymore. And that's not saying that the auto transmission in the SM4 is bad. It's really, really good. I don't know. Another good question would be if somebody wanted to buy one of them, which one would I let go? Wow, that's a tough one because I enjoy both of them. I really do. Of course, the pros of the SM4, the double wishbone suspension, that glorious engine, really, really nice engine. And of course, yeah, I said it just now already, but I love the technology that comes with double wishbone suspension. Okay, long before air suspension and hydraulic suspension and blah, blah, blah. This is mechanical perfection, if you ask me. Honda was crazy into Formula One. They still are. I'm not saying they're out of Formula One. As everybody knows, they still are. I mean, hello, Max. Well done, Max. Just won the last F1. They used the technology. Honda used the technology of double wishbone suspension from their Formula One cars and put it into a Honda Accord SM4 for the road. And it was expensive. It was expensive to reproduce. Some people actually ask, why? Why? If it's so good, why haven't they continued it? It must be bad because they haven't continued it. No, it was good. It was so good, but it was so expensive. It was cheaper to reproduce cars with McPherson struts and coil springs. So double wishbones went out the window because the profit margin from double wishbone was so low. In fact, it was probably costing them money to use double wishbone suspension technology all around in a road going normal A to Z day-to-day car. You know, it's overkill. You don't need double wishbone suspension in a road going day-to-day car. You're not going to take a Honda Accord on track, for God's sake. So maybe they had that epiphany, try saying that word without spitting on yourself. Epiphany. They had that epiphany that why the hell are we doing this when nobody's going to take a Honda Accord SM4 on the track? Why the hell does it need double wishbone suspension? Let's put it in the NSX instead. Ta-da! There you go. So they took it out from the SM4 and they put it in the NSX. No, of course, they didn't take it out from the SM4 and put it in the NSX. They already had it in the NSX. So that's more logical to have DWS in a Honda Accord NSX rather than a freaking soccer mom A to Z day-to-day car like the Honda Accord SM4. And that's why I love that car so much. Because of that. I should have been a car salesman. Do you think I should have been a car salesman? Comment if you think I should have been a car salesman. I think I could have been a kick-ass car salesman. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. BMW Mini Cooper. Hi, Chris. Fan from Singapore. Hey, what's up? Sorry. I hope you're still online. This comment, I don't know when this comment came in. I wish the comments had times on it. Yeah. So I hope you're still online. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Okay. Moving down. You bastard, Evan. Did I have hair in the 90s? Yes, I had hair in the 90s. God damn it. But you know what? I don't regret going bald. Really, I don't. Because the amount of money I've saved on Head and Shoulders shampoo, I can buy a Weevil easily. Yes. I am not, I don't have hair envy whatsoever. Okay. I am very happy being bald. It saves me time. I don't have to wash my hair when I shower. I use soap on my scalp. I've saved on shampoo and conditioner. I don't have to spend 10 minutes a day trying to comb my hair and make it look good. But where's my parting? Should my parting be here or here? I don't own a hairbrush. I don't need to change my hairbrush. Yeah. Okay. I do this for my eyebrows and that's it. So, you know what? I really don't miss my hair because I had huge hair. Because of my parentage, I'm sure you guys know I'm mixed. My hair used to grow not long, but out. So I've saved on buying oversized helmets. And I love being bald. Also, I perspire very easily. And if you know, you lose a lot of heat from the top of your head. So if you have hair, a lot of hair that traps heat, you will perspire more. So I perspire a lot less without having that huge mop of hair, like an insulation covering the top of my head and trapping heat. So yeah, very, very, you know what? I just realized I need to shave. Yeah, this is considered long already. Crazy. Yep. Okay. Anyway, where was I? Hey, let's talk about cars, man. Let's not talk about my hair. Okay, Theophilus is saying, recently there's been a resurgence of interest in the 240s. Do you think the 740 and 940 will also be a future classic, the last of the rear-wheel drive Volvos? I've had a 940. It was my company car when I was working for Volvo. That time it was known as Federal Auto Cars. They're very solid. That's another brick, really. The 740, though, a bit problematic. Yeah, when I was working there, the main car that used to come in for work was a 740, and its bigger sister, the 760. I wouldn't buy one of those. Yeah, it takes get a 240. It's actually, you know how popular the 240 was. Okay, I'll give you an example. Like the 940 was supposed to actually replace the 240, and or was it the 740? I know it was either the 740 or the 940 was supposed to replace the 240. But there was still such a demand for the 240 that they actually built the successor alongside, while still building the 240, they built the successor. This is in Sweden. They actually built the successor alongside the predecessor. They didn't stop building the predecessor and then only start building the successor. They built the 240 and the 940 simultaneously because there was still such a demand for the 240. It's a great car. It really is. Everybody who's owned one will attest. You feel safe, you feel secure, you know, in a 240. It's like you're driving a brick, and that's why I call mine the brick wagon. Really. Okay, moving down. Wow, there's a lot of comments here, guys. Ruben is asking, which car do I regret selling the most? Oh, very easy. My W123 wagon. Yeah, my W123 wagon was wonderful. It was a beautiful car and very rare because mine was a 200T, which was with a 5-speed manual gearbox. And it was one of the situations where I had no intention of selling. Somebody actually came over to my house to pay me the balance of a car that he had previously bought from me. He saw my 240, he didn't know I had it, and he said, name your price. So I buta just, you know, I said, no, it's not for sale. It's, you know, I'm doing up this car. Yeah, I haven't even finished doing it up yet. I was still in the midst of doing it up. He insisted, no, I must have this car. And I said, look, it's not for sale. And he said, you name your price. And like an idiot, I just buta went and named the price. And he said, deal. And he stuck out his hand, no negotiation. And if you do that, you are honor bound to actually sell. I could have pulled out, but then that would show I have no honor because I already made, you know, I already opened the price and he agreed to it. So, and okay, he was a friend of mine. So I sold the car, but I regret selling the C123. Yeah, no, sorry, not the C123, S123. C is the coupe. That's speaking of 123s, go to Muda and check out CW123, which is the coupe W123. It's gone up to 100 grand, 100,000 ringgit. Yeah, so that's the 2-door W123. Yeah, so my S123, S is for station wagon. I sold it for a very, very crazy good price. But I do regret selling that and that's why I guess I had to get myself another wagon. And I'm so happy I got the brick wagon. This is my practical car. It does a lot for me. I have moved mountains, literally. No, not literally, figuratively moved mountains with this brick wagon. So okay. Oh, Johan, you're back. Welcome. Hello from Japan. Hello, Taco. Konbanwa. Is that how you say it? I'm not sure. I haven't been to Japan for so long. I miss Japan. I really, really miss Japan. The only times I used to go to Japan were for the motor shows, like Tokyo Auto Salon. That was my last trip to Japan. That was in January last year, before MCO. Before MCO 1.0, the first MCO lockdown, I was in Japan for Tokyo Auto Salon. You can check my playlist coverage there. Freezing my butt off because it was middle of winter, I think, January. Very cold in Japan, but I enjoyed every second every millisecond of being there. Was not even one time I regretted going. I loved every single time I go to Japan. I miss it the moment I get on the plane and fly back. Yeah, so I have to come back to Japan one day. The other times I'm there is for Tokyo Motor Show. I've not been to Tokyo Motor Show since oh my goodness. It's supposed to be this year, Tokyo Motor Show, but I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So the last time would have been 2019, Tokyo Motor Show. That was the last time I was there. And I hope I can get back there again, because it's just a wonderful country and I love being there. So thank you for saying hi from Japan, Taco. I'm very, very happy to see you here. Johan, I'm back. Okay, fuse blown. Okay, your fuse or the car fuse. All right. Okay, moving along. Okay. Hey, Derek. How's it going? Naga is asking why our government agencies, JPJ, can't implement online services like renew driving licenses, GDL, road tax online. I think you can do your road MyEG. You can do your road tax via MyEG. Let's see. Am I collecting in JPJ branches with biometric verify? What's your thoughts? I think a lot of this can actually go online. I think you're right, because with our systems now for deliveries and stuff like that, it is very possible. But I think for certain things like name transfers, I think you still need to be there physically, because they need to see you and your license, and your IC, your MyCard. Then you need to do your thumbprint. I know there are runners out there who can actually come to your house and you can do your thumbprint. Yeah, believe it or not, check out Facebook Marketplace. A lot of runners are offering that service now. They come to your house with a laptop and with the thumbprint scanner, and they can actually do your thumbprint and name transfer right there. But I'm not sure if they're allowed to go and pick up the new VOC for you, or you need to do that yourself. But yeah, the whole system needs an overhaul, really. My thoughts is that the whole system, including road tax and stuff like that, needs to be overhauled. Pun intended, yeah. Okay, Jun Kyung Tan. Hey Chris, would you recommend to buy a Toyota Corolla at 4AGE in 4AGE? Yes, but mated to a 5-speed manual is a must to really, really enjoy that engine. And I think you remember what I said about engine transplants? I think the only time I would consider is that if I had a KE70 right now and the engine was blown, I would probably consider chunking in a 4AGE, because that car with a 4AGE, because don't forget the Corolla KE70 is still rear-wheel drive. It will be a lot of fun, and that's all you need, a 4AGE in a Corolla KE70, and you'll be having so much fun, right? Eddie, hi Eddie. Oh, have I owned a rotary car? No, I have not had the honor, or the pleasure, or the money. You know how much petrol a rotary engine drinks. But I never say never. An RX-3 would be very nice, actually. I know I can't afford an RX-7, but an RX-3, or have they become more expensive than RX-7s? Okay, moving along. Johan is saying engine swap, full rebuild. Yeah, maybe. Like I just said, if I was rebuilding a KE70 and the engine was condemned, it might be a better option to check in a 4AG, because in my opinion, that engine, although what I said earlier about more power and not the car being able to handle it, I reckon that engine is just about at the level where the body can still take it. Anything more than that, like if you strap on a turbocharger or a supercharger onto that 4AG, I don't know if you can or not, then that might be over. But the 4AGE NA, I think the KE70 can still handle it. I would probably upgrade the brakes, yeah, but I think the body can still handle it. I have no idea. I've never done it. I don't know whether it can or not. I'm just spitballing here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, hello, Chris. What was the car your father drove? Oh, and had the most memories in it. For you, it was a 130Y, yeah. And I always remember going to the A&W in front of Angkor Mall. I still go to the A&W in front of Angkor Mall. I love that place. Apparently, they were closing down in April, but they're still around. They've been closing down for the last 6 years, I think, but they're still around. That place is the Nissan Sunny of drive-ins, man. They refuse to die. It's still going on. In fact, before MCO, I was going there quite regularly to get my A&W root beer float fix and Coney dog fix. Yeah, so I love it. So the car of my dad's that I remember the most is his Ford Cortina. We were pretty much a Ford family because my mom had a Ford Escort 1.6. My dad had a Ford Cortina 2.0. So yeah, that's the car I remember from my dad the most. As far as a father-son car memory, yeah, that's it. Let's see. Arvin Einstein. I love watching your videos. Thank you, bro. Do you think JPJ should change our road tech disc based on the output, or still stick to the displacement based on road techs? I think they should. It's not my idea, actually. It's Bobby's idea, but I think they should calculate road tax based on insured value. Yeah, because every year your insured value goes down, so it's only right that your road tax goes down as well. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that I was paying 1,680 ringgit annually for my W126, which is a 30-year-old car and considered a luxury car back then. But it's not a luxury car anymore. It's an old car, and thankfully it was eligible for classic road tax, so I was only paying 300 ringgit, as opposed to 1,680 ringgit, which is a huge savings. But I think it should be automatic, based on insured value. I don't think they should go with your car has a big engine, so you must be very rich. What? There are Mercedes-Benz luxury cars out there with 1.5 liter turbocharged engines that cost 10 times more than my W126, paying Vios road tax. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense to me at all. So yeah, Bobby's idea about insured value, basing road tax on insured value, I think that's a brilliant idea. I think they should do that. Lee talks, hey Chris, stay safe. You too, bro. Thank you. I don't know if you heard this now. I'm getting my jab on Saturday. I'm looking forward to getting a jab. So finally getting my first inoculation. So I'm hoping to get the digital certificate. I don't know what benefit that's going to be, because if you look at your My Sajatra, right at the bottom, it says digital certificate issued or something like that. For what? Does that mean I can just walk around and go anywhere I want, go to Cherating, hold it up, and I can be here because I've got a digital certificate? If it does, I'll be very happy. Yep. Joe, hey Chris, how do you like those rims on the Wajah? Yep, it's me again. Wait, your Wajah or my Wajah? My Wajah are the Braytons. I love those Braytons. When I saw them sitting on the floor, after you had traded them in, I had to have them, because I envisioned those rims on my car, and the vision looked good. So I was like, nah, can you save those for me? I'm bringing the Wajah. And yeah, so I traded in. Ironically, I traded in my Rays RE30s from the Wajah for the Braytons, and now I've traded in the Accord rims for RE30 Rays. Not yours, somebody else's. Okay. Moving along. Andik, hi Andik. I just saw your laser headlight restore this evening, and wow, Ken did an excellent job. Yes, he did, on the faded plastic. The most car that I like in your garage is the Saga and Alpha. Thank you. Both are doing very well. Thank you for asking. Both are running very, very well. I just said earlier, maybe you didn't see it, but the Alfetta is actually parked in Ken Zone, because they've graciously allowed me to park the car in the shop. It's got Ken Zone on the side anyway, so it's like their show car, same as the Punto. It's got Ken Zone on the side, so both are their show cars. I've parked them there. I use them once in a while. Hi Yazzie, nice to see you. Muhammad Firdaus, sir, don't need to call me sir, just call me Chris. Do you think the Satria Neo will rise in price like the Satria GTI and Satria R3? No, I don't think so. Unless you're talking about the Neo R3 or something limited edition, like the Lotus one, very, very rare ones, then yes, maybe. But a regular Neo, I think it's just gonna maintain for a while and then maybe go down and plateau. I don't think they will. That's not to say they're bad cars, yeah. If you have one, I'm not saying you've got a bad car. I just don't think there's anything really special about them to warrant a hike in price. But then again, you never know, because there was nothing special about my Suzuki Jimny SJ413 short wheelbase, which I sold for 8,000 ringgit and is now worth 30. I don't understand that, except for the fact that yes, the Jimny is a really very, very, very capable off-roader that puts many more expensive and bigger and more luxurious and better equipped 4x4s to shame. Absolute shame. Having owned one, I shamed so many people in bigger, more expensive, better equipped 4x4s with my little Suzuki Jimny with no mods except for mud terrain tires. That's it. That thing will go anywhere with mud terrain tires. It's crazy. Okay, moving along. Izzy, hi. Johan. Hey, Johan. Yes, I did a manual transmission conversion. You did a manual transmission conversion on a Wira. A lot of problems came up. Find a good workshop and you'll be all right. Ah, okay. So there we go. And owner's feedback, somebody who actually did it, and a lot of problems. Yeah. So okay. Oh, one thing. Ken told me this some time ago. One of the main things he sees during a manual transmission conversion. Okay, pay attention now, class. This is very, very important. Remember how I said just now, the only thing you're going to need as far as modifications is concerned in terms of the body is to make another hole in the firewall for the clutch to come through, the clutch pedal to come through. That's not the only thing. If they hinge the clutch pedal onto that hole, they need to reinforce that hole as well. Because after a while, the action of pushing the clutch will actually affect that hole on the firewall. And after a while, it might actually break. That's what he said. Something like that. But be very careful when you're doing, or if you have done a manual transmission conversion on an automatic car, check your firewall. They need to reinforce the firewall as well. They can't just cut a hole in it and then stick the clutch pedal through, yeah? Something's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. I mean, of course, obviously, you're going to have to seal up the hole a little bit. If not, water's going to come in. But something else is going to happen if you don't reinforce the firewall. Okay, very important. Hope you took notes. Anyway, Mithran, hi. Good day to you too, sir. And good day to you too, bro. What's up? Kakuri would love to drive around with you after the pandemic. Where is your typical meetup spot and route that you would take? It depends, Kakuri. Depends on where we're going. Sometimes we will meet at the trio stations, the Evo trio stations at MRR2, near the Batu Caves roundabout. Sometimes we meet at the Sungai Dua Petronas if we're going to Uluyam. But you know what? I'm kind of tired of going to Uluyam because there's just too much traffic there these days. Both, 4 wheels, 2 wheels, and 2-wheel pedals and joggers, and just too many people. And the road is very narrow. The road is not getting any bigger. Yeah, Uluyam Road is still the same, but there's just too much traffic and congestion on Uluyam these days. The analogy I use is playing snooker with 100 red balls. Okay, the table is not getting any bigger, but now you've got 100 red balls to play snooker on. How? No way those balls are not going to hit each other after a while. Yes. Chase Mountain, hey, bud, how's it going? Glad you're here. Okay, sorry, moving along now, yeah? Brandon Lopez, Michael, hi, Chris. Great to see you, doing good. Hey, thanks, man. By the way, which do you love driving more, the 124 or the 126? Very good question. I love them both, and I know it's not a cop-out because they're both very well-made cars. The 124, to me, is slightly more fun insofar as driving fun is concerned. It's a little bit more fun to drive. The 126 is definitely a lot more luxurious. There is a difference, yeah. I know how nowadays modern day cars, there are a lot of gray areas now. They're kind of gelling into each other. Like if you blindfold test yourself in the new 3 Series versus a new 5 Series, you're not going to be able to really tell in terms of comfort. They're both really, really good cars. You feel very comfortable in both. If you're blindfold driven in the back seat of one, apart from legroom, maybe you're not going to be able to tell whether you're in a 3 Series or a 5 Series or a 7 Series because they're all very, very close together now in terms of how, like, even a Toyota is very close to a Lexus, a Camry is very close to an LS in terms of refinement and luxury. Back then, though, a 124 and a 126, you can tell the difference. If you're blindfold tested driving it, of course, you shouldn't drive blindfolded, but if you were in it and blindfolded, you would be able to tell the difference of being in an S-Class versus an E-Class, okay? So luxury-wise, cruising, I drove the 126 to Phuket. It was effortless, absolutely effortless. Don't forget, these cars were made to tackle the Autobahn, no speed limit Autobahn, miles and miles and miles and miles and miles of highway, thousands of miles of highway, and these cars are just go until they run out of fuel, then you fuel them up again, and you keep going. So they were built for that, and that's why the 126 was glorious during Evo Euro, 2,000 over kilometers. I didn't feel it. I wasn't even tired. I got to my destination. People in their sports cars were coming out like, I have to go massage. Hey, we're going Thailand, massage. You're pain lah. You're here, so pain lah. There's so pain. I was like, what the hell is wrong with you guys? I was so comfortable. Don't forget, the 126 and 124 seats have springs inside. You've got dampers in the seats, springs in the seats. So, you go over bumps and you're just like, what was that? Oh, that was a speed hump that was about 2 feet high. Didn't feel it. Of course, there's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. They were built to be comfortable, to chew up miles and miles and miles and miles of German Autobahn, and they still do. They were over-engineered, definitely over-engineered, and they've lasted really well. You want a really, really nice cruiser, you know, for long distance, and not it hated to get stuck in traffic. The 126 just reveled on the open highway. The 124, the 200, even though it's a carbureted 2000cc engine, 4-cylinder, it still goes like stink. Because I think Mercedes-Benz knew the car is going to be very big and heavy. And so they needed some kind of power from that engine. So they eked out as much power as they could from that 2-liter engine. And you won't be suffering for power, even in a 2-liter carbureted engine in a W124. So they did their homework with those cars. And it's a really, really nice car to drive. But it's nowhere near as comfortable as the 126. And I've had both, so I know. Right, sorry. Again, I talk too much. Right. Yes, the one, Chase Mountain, the 124 drives really well. Makes me feel like a 90. Yes, it would. It would, absolutely would. All right, so, okay. Hey, Wei Pin Yan, we go back a long ways, don't we? Yeah, okay, you know what? One of the cars I do regret, kind of regret selling is the E30. Yeah, I should have kept that one. Yeah, but I needed the cash for more projects, you know, and that car gave me back a lot of cash. So I was happy with the cash from that one car. I could buy 3. So, but I never say never. Maybe another day, another, E30 will come along. Right. Okay. Let's see. Brendan saying, if you sold a car, Chris, we'd all be buying cars every other month. That's interestingly true, because I have 12 cars. So I could sell 1 car a month and not have to work for a year. Wow, that's great. Okay, what's my next project car? Unfortunately, Lester, I don't have a next project car because I'm still in the midst of having a project car which has been put on hold because of phase 1 of the MCO. My Pajero, it's at Ake's place, and I'm not nowhere near done with that car. The last thing I did before I sent it to Ake was get the seats done, and there's a video of that as well. But I'm nowhere near done, and I'm so excited to get back into that. So I'm not buying anything until at least I've done 80% of what I want to do with the Pajero. And let's just put it this way. None of my cars out there, if I were to put my hand on my heart and say, I'm done with them. No, I can't, because I'm always finding something to do with one of those 12 cars out there. And I'm never going to be done. So actually, I shouldn't buy another car, period. But I can't stop myself. So that's a problem. It's a sickness, I tell you. Okay, let's see, moving along. Muhammad Ashraf, yes, absolutely, you should have become a car salesman. Thank you. Ramesh, hey Ramesh, what's up? What's up, bro? Bald is the only way to go. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Chase is saying I should own a company that produces cars. Wow. I don't know about that. I don't have a degree in automotive engineering, and I can't build a car. I can DIY very small things, but I can't take apart an engine and put it back together again. So maybe not. Like I always say, leave that stuff to the experts, and that's why I don't really do any kind of servicing on my own. I leave it to the experts. Sorry, hello from Penang. Hi, Anna. Hello from Penang. Oh, guys, welcome a lady. We have a lady watching this with us. That's cool. 90 people online. Wow, cool. How long have we been going for? Oh, an hour 23. It's okay. We still got time. I try to cap my lives to about 2 hours. I think 2 hours is just nice. There's only so much you can stand of seeing me, right? So try and cap it at that. Okay. Evan is asking, do you still see your car that you bought brand new that you sold? No. The last brand new car I had was the Satria GTI, and that was bought by Harith Iskandar. When I sold it, Harith Iskandar actually bought my car, and then I think he gave it to his brother as a present, and I haven't seen it after that. So yeah, I haven't seen that a while. That car in a long time. The last brand new car, it was the Satria GTI. Did I buy anything after? No. That was the last brand new car. And I still try and keep in touch with the people who buy my Weevils. since I've started this channel, and so far so good. Yeah, so far so good. Right. Okay. Muhammad Firdaus, your honest opinion about people who like to bash other people's car, been facing this problem since having an Iris, while all of them using Myvi and okay. Let me just say this now, Muhammad Firdaus, if you're listening, yeah. It doesn't matter at all. Not even a little bit, not even like a freaking atom, okay? What people think of your car. Only thing that matters is, are you happy with your car? Are you happy with your car? If you are happy with your car, then forget it. Okay, forget about what other people think of your car. Opinions are like assholes. Okay, everybody's got one. Everybody's got one. I've got one. You've got one. Everybody's got one. Okay, no, you can't please everybody with what you get, with what you buy. And why should you have to? You shouldn't. If you are happy with your car, that's all that matters. Think of it this way, down to just the basic finances of it. Yeah, you bought it, you're paying for it, you're living with it. Not they. They're not doing that. No, you are. So as long as you are happy, don't give a damn about what other people think. Really, everybody's gonna have an opinion about anything. All right, it's your human basic right to have an opinion about something, and it's also your right and your must do to ignore those who are going to hate, because haters going to hate no matter what. No matter what, you cannot please everyone, really. So as long, sorry, I thought I saw something. Sorry. As long as you are happy with your car, forget about what other people think about it. It's not important. Really, really not important. Okay, just put it out there. Theophilus, being a veteran in the automotive publishing industry, what are the significant changes that amaze you or surprise you till now? One of the biggest things is how fast news travels, really, and it's because of this thing here, this camera here, and what we're doing right now. There used to be a time, Theo, when we used to get to after a test drive, a media test drive, we used to get to wherever we were going. Let's say, for example, Tanjung Jara. And everybody would just chuck their things in their room and jump in the pool. Everybody would just jump in the pool because we didn't need to file a story immediately. We could actually take our time, relax a little bit, have a drink, have something to eat before we get to what we had to do. There was so much more time to do things. These days, with stuff like this, the moment we get to where we're going, everybody's out everywhere, shooting, taking pictures, doing their stories, doing their roundups. We don't see each other anymore. There's less socializing. Everybody grabs a car and their camera and their equipment and their crew, if they're there, and they disappear, do their own thing, because everybody wants to do something different. We had a lot more time last time, for one thing. When we're doing magazines, we didn't have to close till about the 20th of every month. So we would get really, really busy around like the 20th to the 25th, and then we send it off for printing, and it gets to the shelves by the first week of the following month. So there was a lot more time. These days, if you don't put up your story when you reach, let's say if it's something everybody's been waiting for, like a Proton X50 or something like that, if you don't put your story up immediately, you're going to lose clicks. Back then, when we arrived at our destination, forget about work. The work is done. We've tested the car already. The work is done. Let's go jump in the pool. And it was so much more fun. It really was. We would socialize in the pool, have drinks, and talk, and chit-chat about industry, and chit-chat about other things beside industry. Nobody talks to each other anymore. They've all got their faces like this, buried in their laptops, or in their GoPros, or in whatever they're using to shoot. And it's become too fast-paced, if you ask me. There's no right or wrong about it, okay? It's so fast-paced because that's what is demanded these days of motoring journalism, of exposing the latest in the market. Speed. So it's not uncommon that during the last test drives we used to have before the pandemic, where we would arrive at a destination and then not see anybody because they're all gone. And to think, like 20 years back, we used to all just jump into the pool when we got there. It was just so much more fun. It was less frantic. There was more time to do things that we really enjoyed doing. Apart from testing the cars and driving them, which is also a very big part of the job. It was also fun to mingle and talk and there was a lot more openness in terms of as far as the industry was concerned. Nobody was trying to outdo each other that much back then. We did our own thing, yes, but we also interacted a lot more, and I miss that. I've been in the line since the early 90s, as many of you know. But even before that, I was already doing freelance articles on cars and bikes and anything related to the motoring industry. When I first started up full time, I didn't test drive my first car until about 6 months later. Before that, I was just doing press releases, stories from press releases, generating articles from press releases. It was crazy. And that doesn't happen anymore. Putting your time in the trenches it's shortened considerably. Nobody's going to hand you the keys to a Ferrari on the second day of your job. Okay, that's still true. But I think the time it takes now is a lot less getting into the groove of motoring journalism. The time takes, it's a lot shorter than it used to be. And that's just technology for you. The way things have sped up from my days of magazine to newspaper to online to YouTube and now live. The time is just, I mean, you're looking at me now live. This is actually happening right now. Whereas if I were to write about this, you wouldn't see it for a month. If I was to be recording this on my GoPro, you wouldn't see it for a few days. And that's how fast things have become. And I also feel that's why time is going by so quickly. Like, it's already Wednesday. And just yesterday, I thought it was Thursday last week. So it's crazy. Time is just flying by so fast. And it's just the way, the way we live these days. It's just, time is just speeding up. Okay, sorry. Very, very Chonghei here. Okay, sorry. Vishnu, I'm Chris. I'm planning to get a KE70 for my daily driving. Do you think about it? The KE70 is Toyota's version of the Nissan Sunny. It's not going to die. You treat it well. You take care of it. You do basic periodic maintenance. You fix things before they break. It's going to go on forever. The only thing suffering that you will suffer for, or the car will suffer for, and it goes with the Nissan Sunny and the Toyota KE70 as well, rust. Unfortunately, rust. So if you've got a good place to park the car that's covered, by all means, park it there. Okay, if you've got a newer car that's now being parked in the covered area, move it out. It can survive it outside. The KE70 cannot. If you can find one that's been parked for, under a porch its whole life, those are the ones to get, because rust is very prevalent in those cars. Yeah. Okay, sorry. Moving along, yeah? So yes, the answer is yes. As a daily driver, just make sure it's in optimum running condition, but because those engines are very hardy, they were built to last a lifetime. And when they meant a lifetime, they meant an actual human lifetime, yeah? Not current lifetime, which is 10 years. Okay, they actually meant it to last a lifetime. Okay. Right. Sorry, moving. Okay, sorry, here we go. What's the car that you regretted buying? Evan's asking, what's the car that I regretted buying? Oh. Do I have any regrets buying any car? No, sorry, I can't, not to say that every single car I bought has been fantastic. No, they've all required some work, but I don't really regret buying any of the cars out there. I have spent a bit more than I expected to spend on certain cars, that's for sure. But no regrets. I have cars that I regret selling, but no regrets of any of the cars that I've bought. No, none. Sorry. If I think of one, I'll put it in my community section, but I can't really think of any car now. Okay. Munwai, hey Munwai, what attainable car do you regret not owning yet? Oh, 270Z. The Datsun, back then it was still Datsun, not Nissan, yeah? The Datsun 270Z, the original Datsun 270Z. I had the opportunity to buy one. The year was 1991, and I bought a Ford TX3 instead. Okay, not stupid, yeah? The reason being, the seller of the 240Z wanted 20,000 ringgit for it, which was a damn good price, But at that time, 20,000 ringgit. I mean, now 20,000 ringgit, if somebody put a 240Z up for sale, even in shit condition, for 20,000 ringgit, it will be sold in 2 minutes, maybe one. But back then in the early 90s, 20,000 ringgit was a lot of money. So you couldn't get a loan for the car that old. For one thing, it was a 70s car. You could, based on my salary at that time, 20,000 ringgit was 200,000 ringgit now, okay? And however, the seller was really good. He said, pay him 5,000 cash and 15 post-dated, give him 15 post-dated checks for 1,000 ringgit. And it's very doable, of course. But when you're earning just over 1,000 ringgit a month, your whole salary going for a car is not the way to go. And that also applies till this day. If you're going to suffer every month to pay for a brand new car, don't do it. Don't do it. You do not want to work just to own a car, okay? So back then, I thought about it, 5,000 down, which is a lot of money still. 5,000 ringgit was like half a year's salary, yeah? And I could have done it. I could have taken a loan from my dad. And I could have given him post-dated checks for 1,000 ringgit, but then I'd be suffering so much. So I bought a Ford TX3 for cash instead. I think I paid something like 4,000 ringgit for the TX3. And now TX3s are about 8,000 ringgit. So anyway, so I bought the freaking Ford TX3. And the guy sold it for cash. He sold the 240Z for cash to an Australian guy who took it back to Australia and raced it in classic car races. And the last I heard, he totaled it in his first race. So I was like, oh. So yeah, the one that got away, huh? But you know what? If I had done that, so many things could have happened. I could have ended up really, really suffering and not being able to survive. And then I wouldn't be here today. So there we go. But yeah, the one that got away, 240Z. And now 240Z for 20,000 ringgit. Don't even dream. Don't even dream. No. Okay, let's see. Jason's asking RX-8 or Honda CRZ. CRZ or CRX? Because if, RX-8, so yeah, it's closer to CRZ, I guess. I don't know. Too new for me. I would love a CRX though. The CRX SI with the hatchback, with the glass panel on the rear hatch so that you can actually see something from the rear view mirror, because the rake of the rear hatch was so extreme you couldn't see anything from the rear view mirror except a tiny sliver. So they put a hatch, a little panel made of glass on the hatch so that you could see through that. Unbelievable. Yeah, so I would get a CRX actually. Right. Kevpo is asking, what do you think of the inflating JDM market, especially in the USA? I think it's all TikTok's fault. Let that sink in for a while. Yes, I think it's all TikTok's fault because there's so many JDM TikTok accounts. I'm a big fan of TikTok. I actually do watch TikTok to fall asleep. Like 11 p.m. Okay, let's watch a little while, and the next thing you know, it's 3 o'clock in the freaking morning. TikTok is a time traveling machine. Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of TikTok just to try to fall asleep and end up staying up till 3 a.m. But so many accounts on JDM cars in America, and I think that's going to trickle down here as well. And JDM cars here are going to get really, really expensive if they haven't already. Right. Okay. Mr. Umbrella, E90 325i, is it still possible to get a 9-year loan? What's a loan? You are talking to the wrong person when it comes to car loans, bro. I haven't had a car loan since 1998, and I'm very happy about that. No. Like I said, you know what? Try and get yourself out of debt. Really, try and get yourself out of debt. Credit cards are really bad. They're good because they can help you in an emergency. You don't have enough cash, you run out of petrol, swipe, get some petrol. Yeah, I'm not saying they're really bad, but they also enable you to live beyond your means, if you know what I mean. It's like it allows you to buy stuff that normally if you had to pay for in cash, you wouldn't. But because you've got that piece of plastic, I can pay for it 3 times. I can, December, January, February, I'll be out of debt by February. And then, okay, you buy it. And then the next thing you know, something else. And you add that up and add that up and add that up. And the next thing you know, you are in debt for a year. Look at your credit card debt now. If you were to pay off 100 ringgit every month, how long before you are debt-free? So it's the same thing with hire purchase. I'm not saying they're bad, okay? The economy needs to run. So of course, hire purchase loans are out there to help you buy stuff. Nobody can buy a house for cash unless you're a billionaire. So yes, but debts will always be there. Just try and minimize as much debt as you can. You don't want another debt. So where you can save on being in debt, do it. Like, that's why, I'm always recommending, as a first car, get something that you can buy for cash for a few thousand ringgit, few to maybe maximum 10 lah. And that way, every month, you're not paying for this thing. You're not paying for this thing that you're only using maybe every day. And now that we can't drive anywhere, well, how often? I've got 12 cars out there. If I used one a month, I'm set for a year. I've got 12 cars out there that I can't drive anywhere anyway. Now, just imagine if I had a loan on every one of those cars, and every month I'm paying for 12 cars that I don't get to drive. That's crazy. That's crazy. So to me, that doesn't make sense. And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you are right. I'm not saying I'm wrong. It's just the way it is, okay? Facts are facts. Try and minimize your debt. So that's why I'm saying, if it's for a first car and you're just starting out in life and you just got your first job, the last thing you want to do is work to pay off your car. Cars are going to be a liability, no matter what, okay? Your priority in life, food, shelter, clothing. Those are the three main things in life. You need to cover that. You really need to cover that. Cars don't fit in there anywhere, okay? So food, shelter, clothing, you got that, okay, you're set. But to put yourself in debt for no reason, when you can do without it, like, why do you need a Golf GTI as your first car? Why? Because your friends have them? Because your friends say it's a cool car to have? They might be really rich. You never know their lifestyle, okay? Why put yourself in debt or have this kind of burden in your life when you're just starting out to live with? Why do you need to live like that? So that's why I said, buy something for cash, use it, appreciate it. You're going to appreciate your next car a lot more if you buy a beater to start with. And see, I've lost my train of thought. We're talking about, what the hell were we talking about? Yeah, 9-year loan. Okay, there we go. 9-year loan. Why do you want to be indebted to a piece of metal with 4 rubber tires in the corner for the next 9 years? To pay that off. Why? That I don't understand. Because are you even going to keep that car for 9 years? Do you really? Are you ever going to see your name with the hak milik dituntut has been crossed out and the car is in your name in 9 years' time? Are you still going to have that car in 9 years? I'm not chastising you. I'm trying to make some sense to myself even. Why do I bother with 12 fully paid up cars out there when I could just have one that I'm paying for the next 9 years? And I cannot even justify thinking of how I could do that, because I don't want to have just one car for the next 9 years, okay? I've got 12 cars out there which I can use one every month for the next year and be happy. And they're all paid up. They're all in my name. Whereas the car that you're going to buy and pay for the next 9 years is not your car. It's the bank's car. It's not your car until you finish paying it up. And that's why people are always going to be in debt, because after 4 years, maybe 3, maybe 4, they're going to sell that car and buy another car and be in debt, with the car being owned by the financial institution and not you. So you never really own a brand new car unless you finish paying it off. And I cannot foresee myself using the same car for the next 9 years. Wow. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I went overboard on that one, but that's exactly how I feel. Okay. And I'm not saying you're supposed to feel that way. I'm just telling you how I feel. All right. If you want that 325 E90, go for it. Like I said earlier, nobody should tell you what car you should buy and what car you shouldn't buy. Not even me. Okay. Right. Okay. Sorry. Saki's email. Your name is email? Wow, Saki's email. Mad respect for this man. Thank you, bro. Stay safe, Chris, and you should review the W211 and still get the 210. Clever. Yes. I've been thinking about getting a 210, actually. I'll be honest with you guys. I can't stop thinking about the 210 because to me, it's the last of the built like a tank Mercedes-Benzes. And just before the W140, which is also the last of the big tank like Mercedes-Benzes. So the 210 is like the built like a tank. And if you can get one, the E200, you're paying 2-liter road tax. It's minuscule. you can get one for less than 15K, and it's a lot of car for 15K. So I used to hate the design, the big eye, small eye. I hated the design when it first came out. But you know what's weird now? It's grown on me, and I really love the design now. That slab side, it looks tough. And some that I've seen with slightly bigger rims, not saying that I'll do that, but the ones with slightly bigger rims and they've been lowered, oh my God, they look really good. So never say never. YC, greetings and hello from Penang, my hometown. Yes, I was born in Penang. My card got 07 in the middle, right? Mine too. So here, Paul, I'm thinking to get an SM4 manual. Yes. Is the parts for the SM4 expensive? Yes. Easy to get? Yes. They're still easy to get. They are a bit more expensive. I just paid 898 ringgit for my SM4. Should I show you the bill? Yeah, where's the bill? I don't know. I might have lost the bill. Oh, here it is. There we go. So yeah, I just paid 898 ringgits for the SM4, and what was done. So you see, I'm not saying you're going to be debt-free if you buy a used car. You're going to have to pay, but at least you know you're paying for stuff that is going to make the car better, and not just some bank's bottom line better, or some bank manager's bonus better. Okay? Okay, here we go. So can you see that? Is it inverted? Yeah, it might be inverted, but it says SM4 here. And since it's inverted, you're not going to be able to read that. But I'll tell you what was expensive, yeah? Steering rack Honda Accord SM4 Recon, 390 ringgit. Now, in the great scheme of things, that's cheap. Okay, that's cheap for a reconditioned SM4 steering rack. Yeah, this is the power steering thing. Yeah, it was leaking. Brake hose, Honda Accord SM4, 88 ringgit for a piece of hose. Okay. Again, in the great scheme of things, if this was a Jaguar or something, 88 ringgit is not even going to get you the coolant for a Jaguar, okay? Steering rack return hose, Honda Accord SM4, 100 ringgit. Hose clip, 8 to 14 millimeters hose clip, 2 sets needed, 10 ringgit, okay? Drive shaft clip, Honda Accord SM4, 10 ringgit, okay? That's not bad. Flywheel oil seal, Honda Accord. There was a leak there too at the flywheel oils. At the flywheel, yeah. So the oil seal was 120 ringgit. Auto oil seal, Honda Accord, 100 ringgit. Drive shaft oil seal, Honda Accord, 40 ringgit. So yeah, there you go. It's all relative. So in total it was 898. Yeah, 898 ringgit. Now many of you can say 898 ringgit. I pay less every month for my car in terms of your hire purchase. Absolutely right. Yes. But your car is still the same. You've just paid 898 ringgit for the same car. My car is better now because it's got brand new stuff in it for 898 ringgit. So there's no right or wrong. You're not wrong. I'm not wrong. You're not right. I'm not right. It's just the way it is. Okay. I prefer to do it this way. At least I know my car is getting better. You might prefer no hassles or anything like that and just pay every month. So that's why leasing programs should be implemented more. You lease the car. Don't buy the car. Just lease the car. Yeah, like a Tesla. Okay. Moving. Sorry. I'm missing quite a lot here. Nasrullah Nasir, hello. Any thoughts on the S40? I'm not a big fan of the S40. I like the S60 more. And I know you're talking about the previous generation ones. Yeah. I'm more of an S60 fan, and I love the 2.3T, the 2.3 T5, if I'm not mistaken. That was a sleeper and a half, 300 horsepower or something like that, something crazy like that. But yeah, the 2.3 S60. I almost got one. Then I found out that the parts cost for that car are crazy, and they are known to break. So I decided to hold off a little while. But what a sleeper! Can you imagine? Chris, Evan is asking, have you ever seen people convert manual to auto? Yes, it's happened a lot. Actually, it's happened a lot. Somebody actually converted their first generation Saga to auto. Yeah, the Saga that I've got converted to auto. Yeah, many manual transmissions have been converted to auto. In fact, some people who love their car, but they're just getting too old to press the clutch, and when they get stuck in jams, it hurts to actually press the clutch and let go, press the clutch and let go. They've converted their car, their beloved car, to auto, so they keep driving it. And to me, that's fine. You know, to each their own. If it needed to be done, do it. And not many people out there can fix manual transmissions anymore. That's another point to contend with. Not many people out there are getting familiar with manual transmissions anymore, by virtue of the fact that there are not many manual transmission cars out there anymore. So yeah, it's like tuning a carburetor. The expertise or professionalism for it, the know-how for it is actually dying because there are less and less out there to work on or to know about, or is it even worth learning about when there's so few? You know, it's like really cramming for an exam on something that nobody cares about anymore. You know, I hope you get what I mean. But yeah. Evan is asking, does the BMW E46 has a lot of computer stuff? Yes, it does. Compared to the E36, I had an E36, and the jump from E36 to E46 in terms of the technological jump was quite a bit. It was when BMW was going into a lot of computerization. So yes, it does have a lot more computerization than the E36, which is why I'm still very partial to E36. I still harbor dreams of owning a 328i E36, even though they were all auto. There were no manuals unless it's a conversion, self-conversion. It's a hell of a car. That BMW 6-port, that 328, or rather that 2.8 6-port is really, really nice. But again, 2.8 road tax, it's crazy. So unless they implement a blanket, every car over 25 years old, you only pay 10% of your road tax or something like that, big CC cars are just going to be... And that's why Malaysia doesn't have muscle cars. I love muscle cars. And that's why Malaysia doesn't really have muscle cars. Because of this, because of our road tax. It's mad. Okay. Tiban is asking, if you have three types of Satria if you have three types of Satria that I know, Satria Neo R3 RS, Satria Neo R3 Lotus, Satria Neo R3 Club Sport, then this three will shoot up in value. Yeah, that's what I said just now. If there's something special about those cars, and you know Malaysians are crazy about limited editions, right? Those are the ones that are going to appreciate in value. Just regular 1.3 Satrias. You know, I was actually looking around for 1.6 Satria manual, and it's surprisingly difficult to actually find a Satria a Satria 1.6 manual, because I had a Satria 1.3 manual, and it was a lot of fun, but it could have used a little bit more power. So me being me, not wanting to change the engine and all that, I just sold it off, and I was looking around for a 1.6 manual, not the auto, and they are surprisingly hard to find. I found more autos, Satria 1.6 autos, than manuals. And the ones that I did find, when I called, they were sold. So other people have that same idea, I guess. All right, moving along. Okay. Oop. Oh, Ronnie Villeda, brother from California. What's up? How's it going there in the Sunshine Coast? Thank you for tuning in. I hope you're still online. 116 people online. I hope you're one of them. Sorry, it took a long time to get to your comment, but I didn't want to miss anybody. All right. Evan is asking, can you make an old Purdua car review? Why? Okay. Clive Barrington, what's up, bro? On the subject of car companies, we need another car enthusiast-owned company. Yes. A company that makes affordable cars for enthusiasts. Absolutely, I agree with you. TVR used to be based in Malaysia. And now no more. Johan is asking, are you going to get another two-door Vitara are you going to get a two-door Vitara one day? When? Ha ha ha. Yeah. I know why you're asking that question, because you have a four-door variant, don't you? Right. Okay, moving along. Theo is saying, you inspire me to render a Mercedes E190 wagon. Go for it, Theo. Render away. In case you guys don't know, Theophilus Chin is one of our leading renderers of cars. Is that even a word? I'm sorry, but he comes up with this really, really cool concepts. I hope he gets hired by some car company that's worthy of having him, because he's really good. Some of the stuff he showed me, I would buy. If the car company produced it, I would buy. Yeah, right. So shout out to you, bro. Ryan, hey Ryan. Hello, Chris. Just joined your live stream. Hope you're good. Thank you. I hope you are too. Appreciate that. Thank you, bro. All right. Evan's asking, what made me sell my Satria GTI? Finances. I don't know if you remember, but in the late 90s, there was a recession, and the company I was working for offered VSS. I sold it. I took it, and then I decided to liquidate all my liabilities, everything that was costing me money on a monthly basis. I got rid of them because I wanted to remain jobless for a while, and I wanted to weigh my options before deciding what to do with my life. And the last thing I wanted was to have debts hanging over me, and while I was unemployed and no income coming in. So I got rid of all the stuff that I was paying money for. Yeah, and sold it, and then I didn't buy a new car since then. I've not bought a new car since then. It was during that time of self-realization that I realized, why was I spending so much money? I remember my monthly payments for that car were 1012. That's a number I'll never forget. 1012, 1012 ringgit every month. And when you're earning what I was earning at that time, it was a stupid decision to actually buy that car, because I couldn't afford it. Even though I could pay for it, there's a big difference. I could pay for it, but I couldn't afford it. There's a big difference. Don't live beyond your means. Never live beyond your means. And I learned that during that 6 months where I took off and didn't want to have any job because I was deciding what to do with my life. And so yeah, I got rid of my liabilities, and one of them was the Satria GTI. And no regrets, actually, because I sold it to a good friend of mine. No regrets. Okay, let's see. Kelvin was asking, would you recommend one to buy and own an early 2000 Volvo S60 S80 as a daily beater? Not as a daily beater, no. As a fun car to drive, S60, yeah. As a family car to poodle around in, yes, why not? But don't forget, yeah, and I say this with a heavy heart because I own one, Volvo parts are expensive. Yeah, Volvo parts are expensive. If you compare BMW parts and Volvo parts together, oftentimes Volvo parts are actually more expensive than BMW parts. Yeah, sad truth, but it's true. It's very true. Okay, Hi, hello, bro. Older cars are not known to be fuel efficient. Okay, fair point. Do you keep track of the fuel consumption or try to improve it? Does it matter to you? Yeah, I mean, yes and no. First of all, most of my cars out there are not my daily cars. My daily car is actually the Waja, which is very good on gas, 1.6 Mitsubishi engine and all that. But the rest of them out there are not my daily cars. And they're not the most frugal cars in the world. I'm very sure of that. Except for, how do I put this? I thought my 126, which I sold, was not the most frugal car in the world. During traffic jams, you could actually see the needle going down. But then I used it for Evo Euro 2018, or was it 2017? And I got to the border from the refuel meeting up point. I got to the border with less than one full tank of fuel. And I was driving on the highway, so, highway speed. So a car that I thought was not frugal and a real guzzler turned out to be one of the most fuel efficient cars that I owned, because I reached the border and I had not even, the warning triangle amber light had not even come on yet. There was 587 kilometers on the odometer, on the trip meter, because I reset it when I filled up. The car had not even gone into reserve yet. And it's a big engine, 2.8 liter, 6-cylinder. And it just turned out to be really frugal because, and that's when I coined the term lazy engine, because on the highway in top gear, the RPMs were like less than 3,000. I think they're like 2.5 or 2.8 or something like that. And I was just cruising, and the car was just puttering along. And it turned out to be really frugal. So it's all relative. How heavy is your right foot? I drove my Alfa Romeo 155 2-liter twin spark 16 valve all the way from PJ to Penang on half a tank of fuel, because I was driving really sedately, very slow. Coming back, I was driving like the devil was on my tail. I was driving like the back end of my car was on fire. When I reached home, I had finished a whole tank of gas. I was on fumes. So it's all relative. It's all how you drive. You can drive very efficiently, or you can drive like the clappers and burn up a lot of fuel. Don't forget, it takes more fuel, and always remember this, it takes more fuel to get to 100 kilometers an hour than it does to stay at 100 kilometers an hour. Think about that. I'll leave you with that. Try and think about that for a second, what I mean. All right, okay. Let's see. Okay, Root Hunters is here. Hello, Root Hunters. Guys, go check out Root Hunters. They do some really nice drives. I've joined a couple of them, I think, so long ago that I don't even remember. And he said, we still socialize at the pool, brother, waiting to chill with you at the next event. Me too. Me too. Okay. Zaid, hi. Heisel. Sorry, the print is really small. Can't see it. Hi, Chris. I would like to replace my Honda City Model 2011 with a used Mercedes. Oh, that's a jump. Which model do you recommend? I can make a 126 or 124 as my daily trusted car. Honda City, Mercedes Benz. You gotta have something in between for the shock to be more bearable. Okay. By all means, get one. Between the 126 and the 124, if you're looking for reliability, I would say 124, only because it's newer than a 126. A little bit more fuel efficient as well. My 200 hardly uses any fuel. But as a day-to-day car, your costs are going to go up. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, these are totally different segment cars. They're looking at B versus D segment. And so the costs are not just going to be like this. They're going to be like this, okay? Because the segment you're going from is from like this to like this. It's a huge shift in terms of segments that you're jumping. And if you're expecting the same kind of costs to run, or monthly costs to run for a Honda City and a Mercedes Benz, from the bottom of my heart, I tell you right now, it's going to be a lot more to maintain and run a Mercedes Benz than it is for a 2011 Honda City. Okay, so just be prepared for that. All right. Okay, let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O is asking, what do I think of a Satria Neo? It's never really appealed to me for the fact that I cannot drive one. Yes, the driving position in a Satria Neo is perfect for anybody between 5'8" and 5'10". Any more than that, you're not going to be able to see out the front window when you put the sun visor down, because literally it's going to come down on you like that. And that's all you're going to see from your front windshield. Okay, I could never get comfortable in the Neo because I was either sitting too far back, and when I got into my actual to sit too far back, and then I can see things, or if I get into my actual driving position, the windshield covers me like this. So it's a weird driving position where the seat has to be like that. You have to be really laid back, and I hate that driving position. So I could never appreciate a Satria Neo, maybe because of that. So I hope that's answered your question. Benson, hi Chris, how do you achieve semi-retirement in your 50s? Ooh, okay. Remember the thing I said about debts? Yeah, you need to clear off all your debts first, because you need an income to pay your debts. And that's a horrible situation to be in, to only have to work because you need to pay off your debts, or whatever you have monthly, or what you have accumulated over the last 5-10 years to pay that off. So yeah, it's a lot of financial planning. And it's not easy. I'll be very honest with you, it's not easy. And yes, you're gonna probably have to cut down on certain aspects of your life, things that luxury things, yeah, that you normally would used to do, like 3 times a week you go and eat at a really nice 5-star restaurant. You might have to cut out on stuff like that. You might find yourself cooking a little bit more at home, but think of it this way: it's healthier cooking at home, it's cheaper cooking at home. It's a lifestyle change. It's definitely a lifestyle change, but very well worth looking into, very well worth thinking about. If you want to be retired by the time you're 50 or 55, start planning now. Start planning in your 20s and 30s, because like that. Yesterday, I was 30 years old. Really, time is flying crazy. You come to the realization one day, you wake up and you're like, half my life is over. Think about that for a second, yeah? I'm 52 years old. Half my life is over. I'm not going to be 104. I'm not going to be able to live to 104. So at 52, half my life is over. And when you come to that realization, and that's how much time you have left, because you spent this much time and you've got only maybe about this much time left. What are you going to do with this time? What are you going to do with this time? Are you going to spend it the same way you spent this time? Work for what? You're given this precious gift of life. So make the most of it. Do whatever you need to do to get to that point where you want to do the things you love to do, not the things you have to do in order to stay alive. Yeah, I sound like a fortune cookie. I'm sorry. Okay, moving along. Sorry. I've lost a bit here. It's, how many people? Still 107 people online? What? I thought we'd be down to like 10 maybe. And we've been going for 2 hours and you guys are still here. Wow, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Let's see. Let me oh, sorry. I've lost. First thing I hear is fortune cookie. I just went through an epiphany, and I said that without spitting on myself. And now, Justin, you come and say I sound like a fortune cookie. You missed the fortune. You missed the entire fortune. So, hey, so am I a fan of EVs? No. I love the Renault Twizy. Okay, so I'm a big fan of the Renault Twizy, but EVs in general. One reason why I'm not such a big fan right now is because I don't think we have the infrastructure yet. We're getting there, but not yet, to support a full EV culture. For one thing, correct me if I'm wrong, and I think one main thing before we even talk about everybody owning EVs is that our public transport system needs to be overhauled. It needs a big revamp. One of the reasons why I love Japan is because you can get everywhere you want to go on trains, really. And if we could do that, that'd be awesome. So even before we can leap, we need to learn how to walk. And if we can't even get our public transport system sorted, then why are we looking so far into the future when even the present is still needs addressing? Stuff in the present needs addressing. I'm sorry. That's just my Derek is asking, have I seen anyone switch from carb to injection? Is that possible? It is possible. Alfa Romeo did that with their production cars. They went from carburetors, either Delottos or Webers. They went into alpha injection, and there was a name for it, which escapes me now. You can look it up. It's on Google. Alfa Romeo fuel injection in the 70s. Don't forget, and this is some trivia and fun fact for you guys, Alfa Romeo pioneered VTEC, yo. Yes, they were the first to mass produce VTEC long before Honda came up with VTEC. Yeah, Alfa Romeo did it. And they were the first to actually put in fuel injection into their production cars, while those cars were still using double carburetors, double barrel carburetors. They were still using twin carb. They took out the carbs and put in a fuel injection system. Great story. Check it out. It's on YouTube as well. So yes, you can actually go from fuel carburetor to fuel injection. It has been done. Right. I'm just gonna go through now because we're already at 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I promised you guys I would keep this to 2 hours, but I know I've missed a lot here. So what I'm gonna do now is, not now, but later, because now I'm still live. I'm gonna put a tab. Actually, no, I don't have to, because live, once this is over, I can actually save it into my videos. You can comment there on those videos if I've missed your comment here, okay? So just do that. CD1, how much have you spent doing up the SM4? It's still below 5,000 ringgit. So including the purchase price. So I'm still very happy about that. Yes, still below 5. Because like I said, there are SM4s out there that you can buy for 5,000 ringgit. There's some that you can buy for 3,000 ringgit. And there's some that you can buy for 7,000 ringgit. It's all a matter of the condition they're in. So try and get the best one that you can. And not that I'm intending to sell it, but I'm trying to get it into that latter spectrum of being one of the best ones out there. It's not an ego thing, okay? It's just because I want the cars that I have to be good cars, so that I have, if I ever sell them off, I can sell them with a good heart. The car is done to my spec. It's running well. It's looking good. I'm happy to let somebody else carry on the passion. Yeah? So that's why. Okay. Would you want to buy or drive a Lada Niva? Yes, I was looking for Lada Niva 4x4s before I bought the Pajero. But then again, that's the big question there. You can buy them, but are you going to be able to maintain them? Because I reckon every single part that you're going to have to get to do up that car is going to have to come from overseas. I don't think you can get anything here locally. You go to Theo, go to any car parts shop and ask them, Lada Niva 4x4 ada steering rack kah? They will look at you like you're from outer space. Okay, the first thing that they're not even gonna recognize the name Lada Niva. Lada itu apa? Pepper ah? Pepper. Kita jual pepper ke? Apa ni Lada ni dia? Sorry, I just realized Lada is pepper, isn't it? Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay, Hakim is asking, how long did you work for Asian Auto? I read your article about the orange Satria 1.6 turbo. Yes, I wrote about that. Do you still remember that car? I do. How did it form? I still remember. It was, again, that Satria 1.6 was never meant to have a turbo. So at the time, being that old, and yes, I worked for Asian Auto for at least 5-6 years, being that young, not that old, I thought it was awesome. But power is nothing without control. You can have a Satria 1.6 naturally aspirated like the way Proton made it, and it'll be a perfectly fun car to drive because Proton made it to have that amount of power in that kind of body, in that kind of configuration. But you slap on a turbo on it, and I said earlier, it's a slippery slope because just slapping on a turbo is not gonna make the car good. You're gonna have to upgrade the brakes, you have to upgrade the suspension, you might have to upgrade the chassis by adding more strut bars, anti-roll bars, sway bars, strengthening the chassis, putting in an internal removable roll cage so that the chassis is stiffer. You add so much power into a car that was never meant to have that much power, and don't do anything else. It's a recipe for disaster. It really is a recipe for disaster because the car was not made to handle that kind of power. It was made to handle the power that came from the manufacturer. You go and up that power to this much, asking for trouble, really asking for. So now in retrospect, yes, the car in itself, the turbo system worked well and everything, but I would not recommend it. Now that I'm older, much older and wiser, I would not simply recommend slapping on a turbo unless they're going to upgrade the safety systems as well. Then yes, then okay. Where's my 124? My 124 is outside. Still got it, but not the manual. Yeah, I have a 200 E200 auto now, first generation. Yeah, the manual was sold in 2019. All right. Okay. Your mom is sitting next to you. Your mom is watching me, Justin. Oh dear. Hi, mom. Hope you're okay. Hope you're still there. And ask what I think about the modern Alphas like the 159. Is it a good buy? Oh, I like your mom already, and I mean that in the deepest respect. Any lady who still likes an Alfa Romeo is okay by me. 159, yes, it's a beautiful car. The only ones I wouldn't recommend, as far as the modern Alphas are concerned, I wouldn't recommend any of these seller speed variants. Nightmare stories on seller speeds, so stay away from there. They're not acclimatized to our climate. The gearbox actually gets a bit cuckoo thanks to our heat and humidity and all that. And inherently, even when they were working well, it was a horrible gearbox. So now stay away from the seller speeds. Get either manual or just a regular torque converter auto, like the 166. Wonderful. The Q-Matic's okay as well, but seller speed, no, stay away from the seller speed. But that being said, you have my respect, Mom, for wanting to ask about an Alfa Romeo, even if you're just asking. Thank you for asking about an Alfa Romeo. All right. Evan, do you think that the first gen Saga, the one like I have, Prius Wara, yes, like the one I have, price will be higher in the next 10-20 years? Nah, I don't think so. I think they plateaued. I don't think they're going to go any lower. I think $5,000 thereabouts and above, slightly maybe, or slightly lower. Don't think they're going to. No, I bought that one not because I wanted it to appreciate in value or think that I could sell it later on for a huge profit. No, I bought that simply because I wanted a car from 1985 to celebrate Proton's 35th year anniversary. So it had to be a Saga from 1985. Had to be. And the only one that I found was up in Kedah. So I went up there and brought it back with Chiang. You can see that story in my that video in my playlist. Yep. So to celebrate Proton's 35th year anniversary, I bought a 35-year-old Saga and restored it. I'm very happy that I did that, actually. Okay. Let's see. Yes, Theo, I remember voluntary intern in Asian Auto 97. I remember you were there. Yeah, was I there in 97? No, was I? Asian Auto in 97? Might have been my return. I left and I came back again. Yeah, I've been in Asian Auto twice. Okay, let's see. With the internet, I reckon you can get Lada parts. Yes, definitely from Lada itself. Kiet An was saying, yeah, like I said, you have to get it from overseas. Yeah, pay for the shipping. When I was restoring my W115 Tombstone headlight 115 Mercedes Benz, I got my body lining from Istanbul, Turkey, sent in. Yeah, awesome. Right. Yusuf is asking what's my opinion of a Nissan automatic CVT transmission. By and large, I don't like CVTs. I think a lot of you know that. I'm not a big fan of CVTs, except for the one in my scooter. That's a great little CVT, but to me, CVTs don't belong in cars. Some of you might love them. I mean, there's no right or wrong. They're a gearbox. It's a gearbox. They work. They save fuel, I guess, but not a big fan. Nah, I'm still very much a manual transmission fan. That being said, I'm very happy with my SM4, which is an auto. And my day-to-day car is a Waja 1.6, which is an auto, and my Merc 200 is an auto. So yeah, I'm not against automatic cars as well, but I don't like CVTs. Personally, I don't like CVTs. Right, okay. So, oh my goodness, we've gone on to 2 hours and 15 minutes. There's still quite a lot of questions here. I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to log off now, and I will be back online live again. Maybe we'll make this a regular weekday Wednesday thing, if that's okay with you guys. Tell me in the comments if Wednesday nights is okay with you guys. Maybe we'll meet up on Wednesday nights since we can't go anywhere anyway. Might as well meet online and make this a regular thing. I don't think anybody else is doing any live stuff on Wednesday nights, so maybe we'll make Wednesday nights come lip up with me kind of night. Please leave your comments in the video later. There's going to be comments here, and comments are allowed, and I will reply you there. In the meantime, I'm going to have to wrap up now because it's already, pretty late. I'm getting a bit tired. I'm sure you all, oh shit, it's almost 11. You guys take care, and gals, take care. Be safe out there, okay? Because it's no joke. Selangor was up to almost 3,000 new cases today. Nationwide, more than 6,000. It's been more than 5,000 for, 3-4 days in a row? That's crazy. That's just crazy. So I'm very happy and thankful that you're all still here. And really, really, you guys and gals mean the world to me. Let's make this a regular thing because there's been a dearth of videos. I know there's been very little uploads. We are not allowed to shoot outdoors anymore during phase 1 of this MCO, of this FMCO. It's illegal for me to actually go around driving a test car and then stopping somewhere and shooting. That's not allowed. I could get into big trouble, and not to mention a huge fine, which in my current state, I could use that money to buy another car. So I'm sure you don't want that to happen. So that's why there have been very few videos, yeah? But I really appreciate all of you being here and still watching and commenting, and I'll try to get to all the comments later. In the meantime, you all take care. And it's really great to see all of you. Thank you so much for joining me here. And yeah, so I'll be online again soon, okay? In the meantime, you all take care. And there's another video coming up, but it's a stupid one where I actually bought something online since I'm home so often. I actually bought this thing online and I did an unboxing. So I am sure you have seen this. If you're on Instagram or any social media, you would have seen the ad for it, and it got me. It got me good. Yeah, so I bought it. Take care, y'all. God bless. Bye-bye.